Titans, who got off to a winning start on Friday, and the Rocks, who did not, against the Lions, a strong Lions team in Johannesburg. And umpires Abongile Sodomo and Tom Mokorosi have come out to the middle, and they're being followed very closely by the opening pair of the Malan brothers for the Rocks. News from the toss is that the Rocks won the toss and elected to bat first. I'm James King, the Cape Fox, and with me here is Mubin Mohammed. Mubin, good toss to win.
Yes, first of all, good afternoon, James, and good afternoon to all the listeners on Pitch Vision. It's great to be at this on SuperSport. Sorry, it's great to be here this afternoon here at Borland Park in Paarl. It's a beautiful afternoon, and yes, just to answer your question, James, it's a toss definitely to have won and bat. I think time will tell if the Paarl Rocks or the Gbets Rocks have made the correct decision here, but I personally think to bat first here, it's a good toss to win definitely and bat.
Yeah, never easy to chase here in Paarl as the wicket wears a little bit during the day. It does look like a typical Borland Park wicket. We expect it not to be a very quick wicket, ball not really coming onto the bat too much, and it is going to be first up bowling for the Titans is going to be Aaron Pangiso. He is the only change in the Titans team that defeated the Auto Investments Northwest Dragons at SuperSport Park on Friday evening, and he comes in to the team in the place of, I'll tell you now, he's coming in the place of he's coming in the place of Ayag Kamani, and he's away from us now, and he's bowling to Yanaman Malan. And just a quick single taken. It's very good running between these two. In fact, it's Peter Malan. I do apologise. He takes first strike there, and he's off the mark immediately with that shot down to Aidan Markram, who is patrolling the mid-on region. So for Malan, Yanaman at this stage, we'll call them Yanaman and Peter, shall we, Mubin?
Yes, absolutely. It's the Malan brothers here. So we're going to bet it's going to be Malan and Malan here both on strike.
Yes.
It's Yanaman and Peter. But firmly stuck down the ground there, straight to Aidan Markram. Good way to start the innings. Yeah, it's not a big surprise, James, that Aaron Pangiso starts today as well. We all know that Borland Park is known for a bit of a turning wicket. So, good decision here by the multiply Titans to start with Pangiso.
And he's away from us again here from the Niederberg end. And yes, so the change to the Rocks team, unsurprisingly, they bring in the additional spin option of Sean von Berg in a place of Fortuin. That may be a bit of a surprise to some, but von Berg in, and that's nicely played by Yanaman out into the deep, and that man on the boundary looks like Junior Dala. I'll have a look there now. It is indeed. Normally patrols the deep mid-wicket fence, Junior Dala, and he comes in quickly off that fence to field the ball. And I'll get rid of our feed in the background here, sorry, so we don't have extra noise. As it's Pangiso again. That isn't a very good delivery, and that I think it's gone all the way. No, just the one bounce, and it's 4 down into the boundary. It's a good shot from Peter Malan, just straying in line there a little bit, Pangiso.
Yes, a bit of a loose delivery there, and punch there by Peter Malan for 4 runs. Excellent shot there, James.
Yeah, he picked it up early. The length and the line was really wayward, and there is nobody down there. Pangiso, who's been picked in the team today for his slow left arm orthodox spin. Very right-hand bat dominated lineup for the Rocks, and that's a beautiful shot again down the ground, just slightly over pitched, and it will be Ferreira, I think it is, in front of us here, who comes down. It is indeed at long off, and Field just tosses it in very quickly. Donovan Ferreira, who donned the gloves in the SA T20 for the Joburg Super Kings, and Pangiso away from us once again. And again, it's just the inside half of the bat this time from Yanaman, and they're through for the single, and the end of the first over. It's a good one for the Rocks. It's 8 without loss at the end of 1, and they'll be happy with that start.
Absolutely. Great start here from the Multiply Titans. A bit of a expensive start here for Aaron Pangiso. But there is a bit of turn, James. We've seen a bit of turn here.
Yeah, a little bit. I think it, probably a slow turn, as it often is here in Paarl, but we'll get an idea of that perhaps a little bit more as we go through the day. And who's opening from the other side?
It's Aiden Markram.
Is it? Oh, Aiden Markram. Very interesting. That they're going to be opening with spin from both ends here. The Titans, this is an unusual, very unusual ploy from them, but Markram, who often opens the bowling in T20 cricket, really good to see the captain opening. I think he wants to get his overs in now before he goes over to the IPL.
Absolutely, and we saw actually for the Sunrisers Eastern Cape recently in the SA20, Aiden Markram, bowling quite a lot as well.
Oh, that's immediately down the leg side, and Malan just trying to get hold of that one. In fact, he does, so it prevents the wide being caught. Just gets a little scrape on it, maybe off the glove. He's unhappy with himself that he didn't pull that one away for 4.
Yeah, it's a bit of a first up loose delivery. I think he's a bit upset. He didn't punish that for 4 there.
Yeah, definitely would have wanted to see that one going to the boundary. There's only a man at 45 and then a shortish backward square, and that one he is going to hit. So this time, Peter Malan into the leg side. They can only get the 1 as the fielder is around very quickly from that backward square leg position. Getting the glasses on to that. I think that's Sibs Makanya who went around there to field. Getting more of an idea now, but it's Markram once again towards Janneman, and he plays that down the ground to the man at long on. Not surprising, that's Ferreira down there. Not surprising that there is a 5-4 offside leg side field. It's Markram towards us from the old stables end. And get another single. So the singles are coming really easily at the moment, Mubin.
Absolutely. They're ticking the ball nicely here. The Malan brothers here at the moment. Good start for them. Good positive start for them. So yeah. James, just to ask you, what would you think a good total will be here for the Gbets Rocks here?
Well, I mean, par here in the first innings is is 144. Oh, and that is going to be... He's given him! Oh my goodness, what a huge breakthrough this is for the momentum multiply Titans, and pitching on the line of the middle stump, probably middle and leg, and going on to hit the pad as he's trying to sweep that one down the leg side. So the round the wicket line for Aiden Markram, which is perhaps an unusual line that you would take, but he's trying to get that leg before wicket in play if the ball straightens. And Janneman Malan's played all around that one. It's gone on to hit him in front, and umpire Tom Mokorosi, I think it is, at that end, has no hesitation in giving that out. And the first wicket goes down for the Gbets Rocks, and with the score on 12-1 in the second over. In fact, I think that's the end of the second over. It was the last ball of the second over. No, sorry, there is still a delivery to come, I think, in this over. In fact, one more ball to come. So 12 for the loss of 1, and perhaps just not, maybe the ball was there to hit, angling into him, but just missing it.
Yeah, it was a bit of a misjudgment there from Janneman Malan. He was looking to sweep there, and unfortunately just missed it completely. But good ball there from Aiden Markram, and he picks up the wicket.
That's tickled into the leg side. That should be an easy 2 for Keegan Peterson. Gets him off the mark straight away. And after the loss of Janneman Malan in that over, 14-1 at the end of the second over. It is Peter Malan on 8 and Keegan Peterson with him on 2. So a bit of a blow there. Janneman coming off that wonderful 61 that he scored in Pretoria Centurion on Friday. So 61 off 41 balls he got there, 4 4s and 3 6s, which they would have hoped he would continue that form. It's been a tough couple of years for Janneman.
Yeah, definitely. Just to correct, it was actually the Lions.
Lions.
At the Wanderers.
The Wanderers, listen to me. Yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Thank you.
Good start. Yeah, just for that first over, Aiden Markram just went for 7 runs there, and he picked up the most important wicket of Janneman Malan. So, not a bad over, not a bad start for Aiden Markram, James.
No, it was, good start for Markram. So, a bit of a surprise bowling opening attack perhaps that the Rocks were not expecting. They would have expected probably Corbin Bosch to be coming in at them from that end, but certainly did not happen. But it is going to be a change of bowling from this end now. It's going to be Lazard Williams, who is replacing Aaron Pangiso. He's away from us now. That's straying onto the pads of Malan, and he's going to get a couple for that. Peter Malan, and not the greatest first delivery from Lazard Williams, and they do manage to get through for the 2 that takes Peter Malan into double figures. And so yeah, interesting to have the 2 spinners opening. Not a normal thing for a team to be doing. Even here at Boland Park, you often see the spinner opening, but you don't necessarily see them taking the second over as well.
Yeah, definitely not from both sides. I think that's the reason why they've brought back the fast bowler in Lazard Williams.
Oh, that one, just trying to angle it down the leg side is Malan. There is a gap there. They put a man out on the deep square boundary now after that first one. There's field is a man short at third man. We've got a backward point on the boundary. We have a cover, extra cover, mid-on, mid-wicket, conventional mid-wicket, a man on the deep backward square boundary, and a man short at 45. So can't afford to be short on this wicket, and he could get paddled, and that is not paddled at all.
Peter Malan gave for the big heave there, unfortunately.
He did, indeed.
But it's been very good positive running from Peter Malan. He's looked to score here, and obviously he's been running hard between the wickets so far.
I think he was looking at playing that one really on the length. It was just that little bit shorter of a length. He was looking to play it over the field that is in on the leg side. The man in at and at mid wicket. The man at deep backward square, just moving to square. Thanks, Mobeen. And
looking to work it in that deep backward square there. That's the region where he's targeting.
Yeah, it's targeting. I think he's going to try to hit that ball over the infield. The newcomer, Jack Lees, playing for the Titans in only his second representative match today. Made his debut on Friday in T20 as he just aborts that. And umpire Avongile Sodumo is giving the signal to the scorers. That's a dead ball.
Dead ball. Yeah, just James, going back to the recent game the Gbets Rocks play. Unfortunately, they lost that game by 43 runs.
That's what he was looking for. Tie up in the air. Pangiso settles underneath it and he takes it. That is a huge blow. What a very good catch that was. Up into the sky. He fell on his back. He looks like he's winded himself in the process, but that was a brilliant catch, backpedaling.
Absolutely brilliant. Aaron Pangiso taken a great catch here. And unfortunately, Peter Malan has to go here. And I think the bowling change could have made a big difference here, James. Obviously, going with a bit of medium pace here with Lazard Williams, and he picks up the important wicket of Peter Malan.
He does, and then he goes with that wicket to his 100th wicket in. Goes to his 100th wicket, does Lazard Williams in T20 cricket with that wicket. Fantastic stuff from the Proteas paceman and momentum multiply Titans pacer, and he's done exceptionally well to pick up that wicket. The intent was certainly there from the batter Peter Malan, but he's perished in the process, and he's gone for 10. So both Malan brothers are out now, and into the wicket comes Clyde Fortuin, should be coming to the wicket for the Rocks. Is indeed number 17 on his back.
Absolutely, Clyde Fortuin coming to the crease here, and 2 quick wickets, James. And as I said in the previous ball, I think the bowling change worked here from Lazard Williams. And just congratulations to Lazard on his 100th wicket here. That's a good milestone, especially in T20 cricket. So congratulations to Lazard Williams.
So 16 now for the loss of 1 after only 2.4 overs, and really not the start that the Rocks would have wanted, especially with the 2 Malan brothers being in very good form, particularly Peter Malan this season has been in very good form. It's Williams again away from us to Fortuin. It's just tucking him up down the leg side. It looks like it's going down leg, and there is no run. So numbers for these two batters at the crease. It is Clyde Fortuin, debuted in the 2013-14 season, 67 matches, 57 innings, and 1,022 runs with the highest of 104 not out against the Rocks versus the Warriors in the 21-22 season. Average of 20, 103 50s and a strike rate of 115.87. And so not a bad strike rate for the number 3. Normally comes down a little bit further in the order, the wicket keeper. But he's got a job to do here today.
Absolutely. That's a great over there from Lazard Williams there. I think he's just conceding 1 run there at that over. So excellent over there from Lazard Williams and picking up his 4 runs. I beg your pardon, it's 4 runs actually there. So great over from Lazard Williams. James, also another thing, he looks like there's a bit of nip back here as well. He's got a bit of nip as well, bit of swing.
Yeah, I think it is going to come on a little bit more normally in Paul early on, but batters are normally able to weather that storm. Again, it was, I think, Milan going for that big shot over the infield on the leg side, and it's going to be Pangiso now to bowl his second over. First over went for 8 from this end. He's now in from the Old Stables end, and that's another good shout down the leg side, I think. And umpire Tom Mokorosi looks completely unmoved at the Old Stables end.
Yeah, that ball kept extremely low there, and for a moment I thought it was quite a tight call there, but umpire Tom Mokorosi says not out. But yeah, interesting to see Pangiso changing ends and coming from the mountain in now, which is the Drakensberg in.
Yes, so this ground surrounded by mountains, Drakensberg Mountains in front of us and to our left, and the Pole Rocks, the ones giving their name to the team on our right hand side and slightly behind us. A beautiful setting to play cricket. But as they take a quick single down to the fielder, Sibs Makanya here with those sleeves on, the white sleeves he's got on, just behind square on the leg side. We have a man at 45 here, that is Tabraiz Shamsi in front of us as well. That's nicely played, but straight into the covers, and that's good fielding there. Looks like Divock Brevis in the covers. It is indeed. Running off to his right hand side. Yeah,
just speaking about Tabraiz Shamsi, I wonder when you will come into the tech today. And I wonder if we'll see a bit of a...
Oh, that goes straight through everybody. Oh. And big appeal for LBW. Tom Mokorosi once again unmoved. He's going to signal leg byes presumably, or did it come off the bat? Okay, so it must have come off the bat according to the umpire, and a bit of an escape there for Clyde Fortuin. It was, as it went through everything, hit his edge, at the edge of the bat, went through everything. That's presumably why he wasn't given out LBW.
There was excellent delivery there from Pangiso.
It was, just straightening on the right hand, and that's again in front, but it's quite a long way down the wicket. He dances down the wicket, and he put that one a bit quicker, didn't he?
He's getting good turn here, good turn as well, and he's pitching the ball up nicely, Pangiso.
Yeah, good over there much better over from Aaron Pangiso. His first over going for 8 this over, only going for those 2 runs, and he'll be much happier with that particular return. And it is going to be Williams. He went for 2 off the bat in the first over, and 18 now for the loss of 2 are the Rocks after 4 overs. So only 4.5 an over, and after that very good start in the first over, the wicket in Williams is in Markram's first over, then just pegging them back. And it's been interesting to see how Captain Markram has rotated his bowlers already.
Yeah, it's been good so far. And Lazard Williams here coming from the Klein Dieterburg end here.
Oh, that's picked up beautifully.
Fantastic shot.
Beautiful shot from Clyde Fortuin, and that's gone 1 bounce 4 there into the long leg region. Nobody's going to get anywhere near that one.
Excellent shot there from Clyde Fortuin. Fantastic shot there, really.
He picked it up beautifully, and that's his first boundary, and I think only the second of the innings for the Gbets Rocks, and they'll be much happier with that situation as they look to consolidate these two after rather difficult start, losing both the Milan brothers. Williams away from us now. It's an easy single. It's the man at short 45 on the leg side. And that's Shamsi. He moves around from his position here. So it's a pretty conventional field, Mubin.
Absolutely. Just a nice comeback here for Lazard Williams. A bit of a loose delivery, that first one. He's come back nicely here. He's just tucked away to there to 45 to Tabre Shamsi. Speaking about Tabre Shamsi, James, just when do you think you will be introducing to the attack?
I think, you did ask me that question. I think after the power play normally. So 6 overs in the first, in the power play, where you're only allowed 2 fielders outside the circle. And those at the moment are a deep backward square and a third man. That's just nicely defended. And there is no run. So normally comes in after the power play. Gets a little bit of, gives him a bit of protection in the deep. Every wrist spinner does have the knack sometimes of just not quite getting it right. When he does, he's absolutely lethal, as he was on Friday night. Player of the match on Friday night against the Northwest Dragons. I'll get it right this time. And he's, he really is an outstanding bowler. And that's too short and wide, and that's brilliant work in the covers by Donovan Ferreira, diving off to his left-hand side, preventing what would have been a certain boundary. And the fielding so far from the Titans has been exemplary.
Excellent fielding so far, and also the bowling has been good. I think it's so far so good for the multiply Titans. I think they'll just try and get another wicket here to just add more pressure to the Gbets Rocks here.
So Lazard Williams, coming off an outstanding campaign in the SA T20, he really did bowl incredibly well for the Joburg Super Kings. Yes, you can tell with the exhalation of air there, that looked like it wasn't too far away from the outside edge of Keegan Peterson's bat. He is on 3, his partner Clive Fortuin is on 6, and we've got 1 ball left in the 5th over, 23 for 2.
I think this is a very important partnership here, James. So Fortuin and Peterson need to get some runs here and get the Gbets Rocks to a competitive total here.
Yeah, they've got Michael Copeland coming in next. He's had a much better season so far for the Gbets Rocks. Saw him in the 4-day game here against Western Province, and he played particularly well in that game. So Williams away from us. That's nicely angled, but there is a man at 45 on the offside, goes straight to him, and that is, I think, Corbin Bosch, who's doing fielding there, just trying to get an idea of who the players are out on the field. A number of them have got their floppy hats on, and three or four floppy hats out there, and the rest got their caps on. Wicketkeeper Moonsami.
Just to add into that as well, another good over there from Lazard Williams. And James, just chatting about the weather, speaking about floppy hats, I mean, it's 35 degrees here in Paarl today.
Yeah.
It's quite a scorcher here. And I'm sure the players were having lots of drinks breaks here, and a few drinks will be taken on the field at some point with the heat here.
Yeah, it is a beautiful day in the Boland here in the lovely Western Cape, and it's going to be Junior Dala who's going to be replacing Aaron Pangiso. So Pangiso just bowling in 1 over spells at the moment. Very interesting. Dala will give you his figures after this particular delivery. Just straying onto the pads, and I think Clive Fortuin will feel he's missed out on that one. Just straight to the man, that's Makanya at mid-wicket. So Junior Dala, he has bowled 2,075 balls in cricket. He's taken 130 wickets for 2,900 runs. He's got 22.33 average and runs per over of 8.39. One goes all the way down the leg side, and that's going to be a 4 off the bat of Clyde Fortuin, just taking advantage of that one, slightly wayward down the leg side.
Yeah, a bit of a pressure relief there from Clyde Fortuin, getting a 4 runs there, getting a lucky 4 runs there. But in T20 cricket, you take any runs, James.
Yep. However they come, it doesn't matter what they come off or how they get there, as long as they accumulate the score, and it's gone to 27 for 2 now. We're into the 6th over, the last in the power play. And that's in the air, and it's going to go down here in front of it. Just the one bounce over the man at short, fine leg. That's to Brace Shamsi, and it's another boundary as he strays once again onto the pads. This time it's a little bit fuller pitched, and he takes full advantage of that.
Great shot there, and excellent 4 runs there.
So, proving to be a bit expensive here so far, Junior Dollar.
Yes, and also back-to-back 4s here for Fontaine. So, yeah, good stuff here for the Gbets Rocks. Unfortunately, not a good stuff for the multiplier Titans here. Very expensive over here for the first two deliveries, basically, of the multiplier Titans over.
And now it will be Fontaine doesn't need to go hard, one feels now, but he does, and that's going to go for 6. It's sailing over into the grass banks, away from us here. In fact, I think it hits the advertising hoardings on the top there, and that is a stunning shot from Clyde Fontaine, and that's got the crowd going here. That went to where the most of the crowd are sitting underneath the trees here, off to our left, and they are very, very happy. First maximum of the innings. Wow.
That was a terrific shot there. Clyde Fontaine going downtown for 6 runs, and hitting that ball straight into the crowd there. Fantastic stuff, James.
Yeah, just when I said he'll be conservative, that was the thing.
Well, we see 2 boundaries now and a 6 as well, so this is quite expensive over here.
It is an expensive. I wanted to make the most of this power play, and he steps away and tries to get that through the covers as it's on the line of middle and leg, and there is no run.
Yeah, speaking about the bowling rotations, I think after this over, I think Aiden Markram will definitely make a bowling change here. This over's been very expensive. James, what's your opinion about that?
I think, Junior Dollar, we know him, outstanding bowler, 114th match for him, experienced. Certainly in the death overs, he's the man to have there. That one is into the covers, and just a single, good running, and the fielder there just holds on to that one, doesn't want to have any thought of any overthrows, and that is the new man, JP or Jack Leese, and that's the end of the power play now. And after 6 overs, it is 38 for the loss of 2 of the Gbets Rocks, and that is so far a good recovery from these two. 22 it is that they've scored in this partnership. 21 of those belong to Fontaine.
Absolutely brilliant stuff from Fontaine. He's cashing in here, getting his runs, and James, just if you could correct me, I think it was 14 runs conceded off that last over.
But 15
was it 15 with a single 15, as well? So 15.
Single off the last ball, so 15 off that over from Junior Dala, and that is certainly not what his captain would have wanted from him. As we see Aaron Pangiso changed to this end now. It's the Pangiso, what do you call it?
The Pangiso. I was about a circus show, yeah.
Yeah,
a bit of a circus show with him changing ends here.
So he'll be happy though to be bowling. Didn't play in the match on Friday night, but picked today because there is only, in fact, looking at it, there are no left-handers in the Gbets Rocks lineup. So getting the ball to turn away from the right-hander, and that's not going to help him though if he plays that. If he bowls it down the leg side, lucky to get away with that one. Shamsi comes in quickly from his, well, not that quickly, he just jogs in from short fine to cover field that one. It would be quickly for me, but for him it's just a jog in. And Pangiso will now be bowling to Keegan Peterson, just taking his guard again from umpire Suduma at this side. 2 experienced umpires out there in the middle. Lovely shimmy down the wicket from Peterson, and out to the man in the deep. That's Corbin Bosch out there. Is it on the boundary? I think it is. Very well. It is Bosch, number 10 for the Corbin Titans, and another one. This time it's Fontaine doing the same, just playing it to Brevis, who comes in quicker than Shamsi did to field that one, and throw in no thought of anything more than a single. Corbin Bosch, who we also expect to be bowling at some stage in this Titans attack.
Aiden Markham is having a word here with Aaron Pangiso, but on the positive side, we've seen both batsmen here from the Gbets Rocks coming down the crease or coming down the pitch and looking to score, coming with good intent so far here. So yeah, it's good positive batting here from the Gbets Rocks, and Markham's making a couple of changes to the field here.
So batting currently just over 6 runs to the over in the middle of the 7th over. So just a reminder, after the power play, 38 for 2, the men out today. First one to go was Yanaman Malan, who was LBW to Aidan Markram in Markram's first and only over so far. And then in the next over, his brother Peter Malan was caught brilliantly by Aaron Pangiso backpedaling at mid-on, a steepling catch which he took. And that's Peterson just heaving that one down to Brevis at deep mid-wicket. I'm not sure if there's any other way to describe that.
He's looking to go big there. Unfortunately, he just mistimed that, unfortunately. But he's definitely looking to go downtown there.
So, it was looking to hit with force. It's what was at the moment his senior Fortuin. It looks like he's seeing the ball like a pumpkin at the moment as he's playing that one out into the offside. Dala does the fielding on the deep cover boundary. It's a much better over from Pangiso and that one, and the score goes to 43 for the loss of 2 after 7. So 5 off the over from Pangiso, and he's bowled 3 overs, 0 for 14.
Yeah, he hasn't done too badly, James. Obviously 3 overs, 0 for 14. He's kept it quite tight. And talking about his catch, there was a terrific catch there from Pangiso.
It was, wasn't it? I mean, he really judged it exceptionally well.
It was backpedaling as well.
And he took it and then he fell back onto his back. He did wind himself a little bit with that, but catches win matches.
Absolutely. And we saw it in the warm-up, Madla Mashibi doing some catching drills with him. Yeah. I think it's paid off definitely in the match so far.
We think that Lizard Williams didn't have his glasses on when he was taking his practice catches, and true to form, it is going to be that man, Tabraiz Shamsi, who's going to be coming on from the stables end, just practicing a few deliveries, down to Donovan Ferreira at long on.
I did ask you, James, I asked you when do you think Tabraiz Shamsi will come on. You did say after the power play, after 6 overs, so you are correct. Just a question for you, James, do you think the boot will come out today as well?
I'm sure it will. If, of course, we have to take a wicket first, and the Rocks will be attempting to prevent that as much as possible, as it's going to be Fortuin on strike to Shamsi. We'll go through his numbers for you shortly. That one he's going to definitely go for, and that might be... it just bounces on the man who is deep at long off coming around. That looks like Dewald Brevis and not able to get around. In fact, it doesn't look like Dewald Brevis the way he's running. It is Corbin Bosch, and he comes around to field that one in the deep.
Shamsi starting a bit wide with a wide full toss here.
But almost hold out though there, Clyde Fortuin. I mean, it was in the air for a long, long time. They only took the 2 in the end. Much better from Shamsi. This one, is it typical for a left arm wrist spinner, angling into the right hander? The wrong one is the one that goes away from him, and interesting to see how he varies this. Get the glasses out on Tabraiz Shamsi now and just look at that beautiful wrist action that he's got. That's a very good delivery, full and swept by Fortuin down to Sibonela Makanya, I think it is here in front of us at short fine. So what have we got here for Shamsi? We've got a short third man, deep cover, extra cover, long off, long on, mid wicket, deep backward square, and a short man at short 45. And once again, tickle down the leg side, it'll beat the man at short 45. Makanya's chasing it, going to get there now and tosses it back in to wicketkeeper Rivaldo Munsami. Munsami's been really good with the bat this season, topping the run scoring charts in the 4-day competition, and he's really been looking outstanding. Had a very good knock the other night as well. 35 of just 31 deliveries in that 167 that the Titans scored against the Northwest Auto Investments Northwest Dragons, and he's gone downtown there, and that's gone all the way, has it? It looks like it might have done. Just over the boundary or just short? Just short, it looks like.
Looks like just one bounce there.
No, it's gone over gone over the ropes, and Tom Mokorossi has some.
Signal 6.
Yeah, he has some more exercise to do. That's the second one he signalled today. The second one off the bat, or the first one off the bat of Keegan Peterson. In fact, that's Keegan Peterson's first boundary for Aura 6, and that brings up the 50 for the Rocks.
It was brilliantly played there by Keegan Peterson, and umpire Tom Mokorossi, signal 6 there.
And that is a bit of an expensive over in the end there. First one up by Tabraiz Shamsi. But he just got it over the rope there, but it was wide of the man at long on. Keegan Peterson moves to 14. Partnership now 39 of 32 balls, 3 4s and 2 6s. The dominant partner there has been Clyde Fortuin. 26 of those 39. He's been looking good.
Just to be interesting, it'll be interesting to see if Tabraiz Shamsi switches ends again, like Pangiso's been doing.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
it's very possible. I'm just thinking about that now. But yeah, a little bit of expensive over, a bit of a loose over there from Shamsi. You know, he sets very high standards for himself. He's a Proteas international player, so I think he'll be a bit disappointed or upset with that over.
Yeah, I don't think it was his best opening over, and
Absolutely.
First ball just was a full toss, just a loosener, and then the length, I think, on the one that got hit over that long on region was just not exactly where he would have wanted it, as Bosch replaces Pangiso from this end. So Pangiso, as we say, dealing in 1 over spells, and that first one's on the money from Corbin Bosch.
Fantastic bowler here, Corbin Bosch, starting well here, on the money. They need to break this partnership, James. It's growing nicely here, this partnership.
It is, and that's what this T20 is all about. You've got to build those partnerships, build it, keep that run rate going up at around sort of 7, 8 and over maybe here at Paul. That's very well bowled into the block hole, but good running from Peterson causes partner Fortuin through for the single, and there's absolutely nothing that the fielder is that the captain at mid-off can do about that.
Yeah, just speaking about totals, James, in my opinion, I think about 150 will be a good total to get here for the Gbets Rocks.
The Rocks know how to defend on this pitch.
Absolutely.
So it is not going to be easy. They've got the experienced Von Berg in their lineup. It's nicely fielded in the covers by Makanya.
Just speaking about that protection, what would you think would be a good total defend on your?
Yeah, I think anything about around 160, 170 in pole.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't look like a bad batting wicket, but it is going to turn.
Yeah.
You have got a also predominantly right-handed lineup that the Titans have got. You've got a left-arm spinner in Mahima and Von Berg, the leg break bowler, and that's very well played. Brilliantly fielded on his follow.
Just to add Malak as well. Malak is in as well.
Yeah, the off-break bowler.
Yes,
so, there is plenty of spin in the armoury of the Rocks. They understand these conditions very well. Nobody better than Sean Von Berg, who is really an experienced and wily campaigner.
I was about to say the veteran there.
He is a veteran, and most certainly a man who made his Test debut just the last month in New Zealand. That's Fortuin just moving slightly to the leg side to try and, I don't think he was meaning it to go there. There's a big gap over the cover field. So just looking at the field, okay, it's changed slightly now for Peterson. The man at third man's going back. So the third man on the boundary, got a point, deep cover, extra cover mid-off, mid-on, deep mid-wicket, deep square, and a man at long leg. So anything played into the leg side is a single or 2, and anything played over the top like that is going to go for 6. That is an amazing shot there from Keegan Peterson, his second maximum, and that is brilliant from the Rocks batters as they ask for a drink to come out. And this isn't the SA20 strategic timeout, but it's happened after 9 overs, so all good here. And they now achieved a run rate of exactly 7 runs to the over. It's a simple calculation. It's for any mathematician out there.
Yeah, 7 runs per over. Terrific shot there by Keegan Peterson, going over the top there. 1 over 6 there, and good way to end the over.
Very good way to end the over, and these two now just 3 runs shy of a 50 partnership, and it's come in double quick time of only 38 balls, the 47 so far, 3 4s, 3 6s, and they've rescued the Rocks from what was a very difficult start for them.
Yeah, it was a good start from the multiply Titans, but Keegan Peterson here and Clive Fortuin bringing back the Gbets Rocks into this game. Some good positive batting, showing some good intent as well, James. So yeah, it's looking good here.
Oh, that one from Fortuin just coming off the inside half of the bat, just perhaps not quite reading it. Nicely floated up from Shamsi. He's a real past master of his art, Tabraiz Shamsi, 34 years old now, and really coming to his own in the last 4 or 5 years. That's beautifully played over the cover field, and that's gone 1 bounce and saved. Is it? No, it's not. So coming around there, I think that's Corbin Bosch. He cannot get around to stop that one going for the boundary, and that does take these two to their 50 partnership. Take us through that, Mabi.
Fantastic shot there. It's 50 partnership, and great shot here by Clive Fortuin.
So that 51 off only 40 balls, as it's Shamsi again, and that's a lovely shot. But there's a man, Pangiso, on the deep cover boundary who fields that beautifully, and it's straight into Mwinsami. There is no run. Oh, sorry, there's 1 run.
1 run.
No run, simply 1 run. So, yeah, it's been a good over again so far for the Rocks, and that's Peterson. That's gone up in the air, and that's going to be out. As in fact, it was Fortuin who hit that 6. It is indeed the Peterson going for the big shot again, and he just plays it straight up into the air, and it is caught there by the man who is at mid wicket. And who's that? I think it might be the new man. Is it Markram at mid wicket who takes the catch? The captain. And that is Peterson gone, 21 off. Okay, we don't have the number of balls there. We'll try and get the number of balls for you now. Keegan Peterson, 21 off. I can't actually see the number of deliveries he's faced. We'll get that for you just now. And he has to go after a very good partnership between those. It's the 3rd wicket that falls on 68.
Yeah, he batted really well there, Keegan Peterson, but unfortunately, a bit of a missed time hit there in the air. Yeah. He'll be very upset with that shot, and just for Tabraiz Shamsi, I think it's a wicket for him, a big relief for him.
Yeah,
he's been a bit loose, and he hasn't been that effective, but he picks up the wicket most importantly, James.
Well, maybe it's a little bit of extra bounce, perhaps, and maybe turning away from the right-hander. We can't see necessarily from this side, but it is the wicket for Shamsi as he's hit. I see that they've only got that down as a 4 that was hit off that earlier delivery, but let's just, anyway, we'll not to worry about that, as it is going to be Shamsi to continue with the 5th ball of his 2nd over. He's taken 1 for 17 now. And Copeland is caught on the crease there, and Tom Mokorosi says no. Tabraiz Shamsi, that's not out. Didn't see whether he brought the boot out for the previous wicket, but he's not bringing the boot out for this one.
Yeah, he
looks unhappy, doesn't he?
He looks very unhappy. I think all the players were going up here. They thought that was a bit close there. I think Shamsi, that's out there, but unfortunately Tom Mokorosi is not having much of that.
No. He certainly was not having that at all. Tom Mokorosi remains completely unmoved, and when Tom Mokorosi is unmoved, he's certainly unmoved.
Absolutely, he's always certain with his decisions.
He is definitely a long-standing umpire here in the Western Cape, and again, he just does look uncomfortable. Of those first 2 deliveries, does Michael Copeland trying to play that one forcibly, and you just sense perhaps that it may have been just as well that he missed it. The bat not just coming through, but did look like it might have been aerial for some time. And at the end of the over, we've had 10 gone, 68 for the loss of 3. That's a much better over from Shamsi.
I was about to say it was a very good over there from Shamsi. He seems to have got his rhythm back into that over, turning the ball back in. I think it was very difficult for Copeland to pick up, with the ball turning back into him. So yeah, and also more importantly, he got the wicket of Keegan Peterson. So yeah, good over from Tabrez Shamsi there, coming back nicely.
And you were saying, Mubin, that this is that partnership absolutely crucial for the Rocks, and this man at bat now who's on 32, Clyde Fortuin, facing up to the 4th over and 4th spell from Aaron Pangiso.
Yeah, he would be. I think Clyde Fortuin at this stage of the innings, he's the key man here now. Hopefully, he can take them to deep into close to the 20th over. So yeah, and try and get as much runs as possible.
So Pangiso just making a couple of changes. He's bringing his man at deep cover around to a deep extra cover. He's moving Captain Markram around to cover. Got a 5-4 offside leg side field.
But he's changed most importantly as well, James. If you picked it up, he's changed it. He's come back from this Clay Niederberg end as well.
Yeah, he's lost. He's bowled 2 overs now. Would have bowled 2 overs from either end.
There we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
Very interesting. Yeah, there's no danger at all in popping that one up in the leg side. And Brevis is in quickly from deep mid-wicket to field, and just a single for Clyde Fortuin, and run rate with that wicket is just the 1 run off the last 4 balls. Michael Copeland, new man at the crease, youngster, 22 years old.
Impressive youngster.
Youngest member of this Gbets Rocks team. Oh my goodness, how did he get away with that? That has gone off the edge, I think, off the pad, so that's probably why Munsami wasn't a fine edge or just off the top of the pad. It sounded like quite a hardish sort of sound, and maybe off the thigh pad down to short third man for a single. Lovely shot, but he's going to be out, caught on the boundary. He did play it well, but he didn't play it well enough. And the man out there in the deep, that's Corbin Bosch, on the boundary at deep backward square. And just as we were saying, they could not afford to lose Clyde Fortuin. He has gone.
He played that ball in the air, the sweep shot in the air. Man caught on the boundary. Unfortunately, Clyde Fortuin has to go. He goes for 33 runs there off, just looking at how many balls he faced.
No, they're missing a digit on the scoreboard. I think that's 24 balls. Just try and get that for you now.
Yeah, so I think it's 33 runs there. So good innings from Clyde Fortuin. Unfortunately,
28 balls it was. So.
Yeah, so Clyde Fortuin goes there with 33 runs off 28 balls, and the score is the Gbets Rocks are 70 for 4. James?
Yeah.
At the moment, who do you think's in the line here? Who's the favourites at the moment, or who has the upper hand at the moment in this game?
Well, upper hand now with 2 new batters at the crease, certainly with the Titans, and it's been the spin twins here of Pangiso and Shamsi that have caused all the trouble. Shamsi coming in his second over, 1 for 5. Pangiso picking up his first wicket now as Christian Jonker comes to the crease. Hard-hitting batter, and he is a veteran as well, 37 years old, Christian Jonker. He's played the SA 20 not this season but previous season, so a man with plenty of experience, and I'll get you his numbers shortly. Now at the end of this over, we'll just have a look at his numbers for you.
Yeah, it's just the end of the over there, and after 11 overs, it's 71 for 4.
So 124 matches, 115 innings, 2,370 runs with a high score of 66, average of 26.93 with a strike rate of 129.4, 850. So it's certainly a good man to have in your team, Christian Jonker. And the other man at the crease at the moment, Michael Copeland, just in his 20th T20 match, 15 innings, 170 runs with a top score of 40, and that 2 seasons ago, and average only of 12, but strike rate on around the 100. And it is Jonker with that single who's going to take the strike against Shamsi into his 3rd over.
Yeah, he's played 124 matches, James. He's been around the block, very experienced player. So I think at this stage of the innings, he needs to be the senior man.
Yep, definitely. He is certainly the senior man in terms of age and experience. And that's a great delivery from Shamsi. He's given him this time. Shamsi knows that one was going to go on to hit the stumps, and that is success for the bowler from the Momentum Multiply Titans, and Christian Jonker has to make his way back to the pavilion for all his experience. That one from Shamsi did him all ends up.
Excellent bowling here by Tabraiz Shamsi. That was a great delivery there. Unfortunately, Christian Jonker could not pick that up, and he's been trapped LBW. Fantastic bowling here from Tabraiz Shamsi.
Yeah, hasn't taken the boot off yet, I don't think, but certainly here in his time with Paul Royce, he's played in this ground a lot. I mean, let's just say that to the audience, to the viewers, and thank you to all of those that are with us today. It's really great to have you with us here in the broadcast. Saw earlier on about 200 people or more on the broadcast viewing and watching this on SuperSport's YouTube channel. It's a privilege to bring it to you. This broadcast brought to you on the SuperSport YouTube channel, and we are really happy. Those of you, about 160 of you that are watching at the moment, we hope you're enjoying this broadcast. You're here with myself, James King, and Mubin Mohammed, and we're really enjoying bringing you this match today from this beautiful Boland Park cricket ground, as it is Frisco Adams, the Iceman.
The Iceman
is in at the crease, known as the Iceman for his bowling exploits rather than from his batting exploits, but he does know how to hold a bat, most definitely Frisco Adams. 90 matches, experienced campaigner. That's well played, first up. And Shamsi thinks every ball, as he always does, is going to be a wicket.
He's a very passionate man, James.
He is.
Shamsi, and he's a great competitor as well. And I think we're seeing the Shamsi we know here. The last 2 overs, he's come back really nicely, and he's been bowling that. He's getting that turn into the batsman where some of the batsmen have not been picking it up nicely here. It's been very difficult for them.
Yeah, it has been very difficult. Just varying it, and that one is a bit shorter. That's probably the wrong one. And Copeland able to go back and get off the mark with that. So both batters now on 1. Frisco Adams, 90 matches, 61 innings, 808 runs with the highest score of 80, and 18.36 average, 150, a strike rate of 120. So, as I said, Frisco Adams can certainly hold a bat. Man who played for the Rocks, Paul Royce. It's a no ball from Tabraiz Shamsi. It's going to be a free hit. So, first no ball of the innings. In fact, it's the first extra that I can remember. No wides yet from the Gbets, from the Momentum Multiply Titans, I don't think.
No wides. We've just seen a couple of extras where we've just beaten the bat and the batsman as well.
And he does have a full go at that. It's going to go straight down to the man at deep mid-wicket. I think that's Junior Dala out there.
That was the big heave there, James, coming out there.
Yeah, that's what you have to do to the for that free hit. Bringing out the heave-ho was Frisco Adams. Copeland's on strike now, and he reverse sweeps very nicely, but straight to Brevis at short third, and there is no run. Excellent over from Tabraiz Shamsi. Just the 4 runs off it, and he gets the very important wicket of Christian Jonker. So he's now got 2 for 21 in 3, and whilst he might have been a little bit expensive compared to Pangiso, whose 4 overs went for 16 with just the 1 wicket, he certainly has done his job.
No, certainly, James, and also I think spin has really worked so far here for the Multiply Titans. It's got the majority of the wickets, and it's going to be interesting to see how the Gbets Rocks go in the second innings, as we've spoken about.
Yeah, I think it will be interesting. I mean, the ball does stop on you a little bit here. Spin is definitely purchased always in the in the wicket and is keeping a bit low, as you say. And
Absolutely.
Corbin Bosch is going to see if he can exploit that away from us now at the Niederberg end. And that's aerial but safe from Frisco Adams, man who can hit the long ball as well.
Yeah, he's known as the Iceman for a reason, James. He can hit the ball quite a long way. But at this stage of the game, I think he just needs to hang around there. They need to not lose any wickets here at this stage. There's got 8 overs remaining.
Well, it's exactly what I was going to ask you there, Bean. I mean, what would you do if you were this pair now? We'll talk about that after this delivery.
Inside edge.
Yeah, perhaps wouldn't play an inside edge down to fine leg, but what's the tactics from the batters? What are they targeting now for these two? And I know it's a quick game, isn't it? So you've got to be on top of what's happening all the time.
Absolutely. We've seen in T20 cricket, it changes ball by ball all the time, or over by over. So, yeah, I think these two batsmen, James, they just need to occupy a crease as long as possible, not lose any wickets, and then in the process get some runs as well.
Yeah.
On the money there.
Yeah, very good delivery from Bosch. He's keeping Adams quiet at the moment. And yeah, just to try and ensure they get through to probably 16 overs, end of 16, without losing any more wickets. And then giving themselves a little bit of a platform to launch with only 5 wickets in hand is not that easy.
Yeah, I think the wickets in hand here will be key here, definitely. And trying to bat as deep as possible, James.
Yeah, and just quickly through for the single. That's good running. In fact, that could have been close at this end for Frisco Adams, but he gets in safely, the number 10 on his back. Not number 10 in terms of the batting lineup for the Gbets Rocks. And they're trying to keep that strike rotating, and that is going to be critical for them, as at the moment just, I think, the 2 off this over so far. It's 3 actually, it is. So 3 off the over from Bosch so far. Just into his second over. It's been good stuff from the Titans paceman in this over, going for 8 in his first over.
Yeah, just overall, James, if I could pose a question to you, do you think the multiplier Titans have bowled really well? I think they have. I think they kept it quite nice and tight, yeah?
They have. I think that particularly, Markram's captaincy has been very good here. And it's Bosch runs away from us. And Copeland just trying to play that one gently into the leg side.
Yeah, I was just about to touch up and say it was a bit of a mishit there. We've seen a couple of mishits this over. But yeah, just to touch on Aidan Markram's captaincy, I think it's been excellent here so far. He's really rotated his bowlers quite nicely. Especially the spinners. He's kept them, he's been changing ends as well. And and I'm sure he's been keeping his bowlers quite fresh.
Yes, he has,
And yeah, we got another change coming from the... trying to think who it is here at the moment. We can't see.
That's Dewald Brevis.
Oh, is it Dewald Brevis?
Bowling his leg breaks, and looking forward to seeing this. But man who's also been quite successful in the 4-day competition, as well as bowling in the 1-day cup. So very good to see the young man who's going to be coming in, only 21 years old, Dewald Brevis. And so a couple of youngsters who I think he might well have played with Michael Copeland in that South African under-19 team.
Yeah, that's good.
Both of them under-19s. We've also got Jack Lees on the field for the Titans, who is 22 years old. Previously also SA under-19, I think probably a year ahead of Brevis, and that's very well bowled. First up from Brevis, and it's played out to deep cover, and there is just a single. So we've got... what have we got here? We've got a man at 45 at third. We've got a backward point, just more sort of, it's a bit more backward. We've got deep cover, extra cover, and long off. And that's short. It's played into the leg side. It should get 2 here as the man comes around from long on, and that's an easy 2.
That's excellent running there from the Gbets Rocks. Great running. Very positive and looking to score here. It's good running.
Anything that you play into that leg side, there's 3 men positioned very deep on the boundary, so the long on, deep mid-wicket and deep backward square. There's a man at 45, Shamsi, on the circle here. And that, remember as well, this leg break bowler will be, his standard delivery is away from the right-hander.
He's looking to toss the ball
nicely up here, isn't he? And that's what happens. Leg break bowlers, you get a lot of dip. Give it a bit of flight above the batter's eye line. You always hear about people talking about that, but can disorientate the batter, and that one's much flatter and much sharper, and he's bowled him.
Oh, clean
and
bowling.
That is a great delivery. That's the quicker one that comes in. That's the googly from Brevis, and that just goes straight onto the stumps, probably playing for the spin, Copeland, and there was no spin. Comes straight into him, and he's gone. And in single digits for Michael Copeland.
Absolutely brilliant bowling there from Dewald Brevis. He's clean bowled Michael Copeland here, and unfortunately he has to go for 4 runs there. And James, unfortunately Copeland did not pick that ball up. It was a bit of a fast googly.
Yeah.
And definitely the googly deceived him there.
Did indeed. Michael Copeland falling to Dewald Brevis's googly, and that is something that I perhaps wouldn't have thought I'd say on air, but he's really, Dewald Brevis has been outstanding form with both the bat and the ball, particularly in the 4-day competition. He's really played exceptionally well for the Titans. He's off to join the Mumbai Indians shortly in the IPL, and I think everybody will be hoping for him that he has a fantastic season there, and certainly will be in the mix then, if he does, for consideration by the South African white ball coach, whose name has just gone out of my head.
Rob Walter.
There we go. Rob Walter, yeah. For a minute, I don't know why that happened. Who, right here in Paarl, after the last one-day international against India, was saying, that this competition, the SA20, the IPL, all the leagues around the world where our players are playing, certainly all in consideration, looking at their performances in terms of that T20 World Cup that is going to be happening in the Caribbean and in the United States. That's later correct. This year. In fact, I think at the end of May, beginning of June. So it's going to be very interesting to see, and we wish Dewald Brevis all the best for his campaign at the IPL. We'll talk a bit more about the IPL a little bit later, but right now it's Sean van Berg in at bat for the Gbets Rocks, the Test debutant last month.
Yeah, absolutely, he was. I think he was delighted to play for South Africa. He's been a veteran, James. He's been a guy around the block. We spoke earlier about Christian Jonker playing 124 matches, but I think a guy like Sean van Berg has really been around, and he's been at several unions as well. I mean,
he has indeed, and made a home here for himself at the Rocks as the end of that over from Dewald Brevis, and a successful one for him. His first takes the wicket of Michael Copeland, only goes for 3 runs. Sean van Berg, not as many matches in T20. He comes to a career record 58. He's only batted 27 times, top score of 30, 187 runs, average of 14, but he has got a good strike rate of 108. His figures will be better looking at his bowling aspect, and we'll see him doing that a little bit later. 58 matches, he's got 68 wickets. And so just looking at Dewald Brevis's bowling career in T20 cricket, he's bowled 255 balls, so just about 62 and a half overs as Bosch is away from us now. That's nicely played into the covers by Adams. Just a single to Dala.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what approach Sean van Berg takes here, because we know that Sean can go over top very quickly. He's a guy who doesn't really hang around very long.
No, he won't hold back, will he? Anything short, you can't bowl short to him. Anything short, he pivots
He's
around.
He's a powerful striker,
absolutely. He is a very strong man. So just looking at Corbin Bosch's numbers, 30 wickets he's taken, and just over in his 60th first T20 match today. So he's also got a lot of experience, Corbin Bosch, and 30 wickets for him.
Ooh,
oh, that is delicately placed off the inside edge down to the boundary for 4. He did not intend it to go there at all. Just gets the inside edge on the bat, and unlucky for Corbin Bosch.
I think Sean van Berg was very surprised by the pace there. And there's an inside edge, massive inside edge. But luckily for Sean, doesn't hit the wickets, but it goes for 4 runs. So fantastic stuff there for Sean van Berg.
Well, they all count, don't they, now for the Rocks? I mean, they are in real strife here at 86 for the loss of 6 in the 15th over, and the Titans are making merry here at Boland Park. That's nicely played, and a desperate dive. I think that's from Markram at mid-wicket, but it doesn't prevent them coming back for 2 as the field is set only with the man at long on. That is Aaron Pangiso. In fact, it was Brevis who dived there for that one. Apologies to Aidan Markram. He's standing here in front of us at mid-off. And there is on the leg side for Bosch just the long leg deep backward square. And now Pangiso coming in for Van Berg. He's actually at mid-on proper. No run there for Van Berg as Ferreira comes in from backward point. Yeah, 88 for 6 now in the 15th over. Just the 5 overs to go after this, and you just sense that apart from that one partnership between Peterson and Fortuin of 52, it just hasn't got going for the Rocks.
Absolutely. The multiply Titans bowlers have been terrific today. And Aidan Markram's done a really good job with him.
Just nicely angled as Sean van Berg does, down to third man. He really can work the ball around nicely. Van Berg. He's a better batter than I think people give him credit for.
Absolutely.
And
we just saw the previous ball as well. Anything on his legs, he'll just tuck it away.
So he's played some vital innings for the Rocks over the years that he's been here. A man, as you say, with a huge amount of experience. His T20 record belies that, actually. It's just played straight down the ground to Pangiso. Didn't get all of that at all for Risco Adams.
James, interesting, he's actually playing against his former side, the Titans.
Yes,
his former Union as well.
Yeah. As you say, he's been around, I think, Easton's for
as
some
well,
time, and but he's made his home here for the Rocks. So after 15 overs, 90 it is for the loss of 6, exactly 6 and over, and that is not something they'll be necessarily happy with, but that over from Bosch, his third, going for 9. So he had a very good second over, but that third over of his going for 9. Yeah. And we're just going to, for the last 5 overs of the innings, just going to have a different voice coming in here. And, good to have Rian Rueda joining us here. Rian, who's here at the Gbets Rocks. And great to have you here with us, Rian. Your debut on the mic. And just as a person from this side of the world, not too happy with what's happening out there.
No, not at all. I think the Rocks are putting themselves under a lot of pressure at the moment. But hopefully for Risco Adams and Sean van Berg can pull them out of this tricky situation.
Yeah, Diewop Brevis bowling his leg breaks once again from the old stables end. He's in towards us now. And nicely played by Adams, and that'll just be the one, I think. I'm going to take 2 there. And a good first over from Brevis. Have you seen him bowl before?
Yes, he's bowled a couple of games for the Mumbai Indians in the IPL, if I recall correctly, and I think he's not a reluctant leg spinner.
No, he enjoys bowling.
Yeah, he enjoys his
in the 4-day competition.
Yes, and the Titans obviously did quite well in the 4-day competition as well. So I think that it's a good option to have. You know, Donovan Ferreira is also another one that rolls his arm around for the Titans.
Yeah, just on the pads this time with Van Berg, and he's going to be able to ease that one into the leg side easily to deep mid wicket. Dala does the fielding. Yeah, so Ferreira in that, also in the SA T20 keeping wicket for the Joburg Super Kings.
Yeah, he's a bit, him and Tristan Stubbs are jacks of all trades, batting, bowling and keeping.
Nice shot to the full toss from Risco Adams, but again Van Berg turns enthusiastically, but he's not going to get 2 there, and just at least he's willing.
Yeah, no, it's you're going to have to be willing in the heat in Paul, you know, just to get to put the pressure on the Titans with get them standing and fielding for 50 overs, to put them a bit more under pressure.
So, yeah, just the 4 overs to go now, and that over again, just going for 3 from Brevis. He's bowled 2 overs, 1 for 6, and he has the delivery that can go both ways for the leg break bowler. We saw that when he dismissed Michael Copeland, the faster one, just going not to say straight on with the arm, but he was actually, that was the googly from Dewalt Brevis. But he does certainly, as you say, likes bowling, but we want to, I think a lot of people around the world, as we probably do as well, want to see him batting, although the Rocks probably not for that long.
Yeah, not today, definitely not. I would love to see the back of him very early in their batting innings.
He will be opening the batting a little bit later on the card that we've got, that we can see we were given from the teams, and he will be opening probably with Sibs Makanya. Change of bowling, and he's chopped that on. Yes, he has. Frisco Adams outside the off stump. First ball of Lazard Williams' third spell, and he's just chopped that on. First ball.
Yeah, a bit of a sloppy shot there from Frisco Adams. Not getting his line behind the ball, but Lazard Williams, also a hometown boy from Paul.
Yeah.
Knows the conditions very well, and would be a very good exponent in the death for the Multiply Titans in today's game.
Yeah, he certainly is a man who knows this part of the world exceptionally well, and is plying his trade now in the north for the Titans. Man who's really come into his own in international cricket over the last year or so.
No, definitely. I think his experience at the World Cup, having only played 1 game, but doing well in that 1 game was something that he'll definitely treasure. Coming from the side of the world, it is always rare to get not as rare to get a quick fast bowler from the Boland.
But many good players and South African players, even current players that come from this part of the world. You think of Bjorn Fortuin as well, who's playing now for the Lions.
Well, yeah.
Keegan Peterson, Clyde Fortuin, who just made his Test debut there in New Zealand, and so it really is wonderful to see the local players, whether they come back in the guise of another team or whether they're still playing here. Lovely to see them back here at Paul. It's down the leg side. Will be signalled wide, and my reckoning that is the first wide of the innings.
Yes.
And that is outstanding from this Titans lineup. It's Williams conceding the first wide, and there was 1 no ball from Tabraiz Shamsi. Williams it was who bowled 3 no balls on Friday night, and he'll be wanting to make sure he doesn't do that today in this final phases of the innings, as Manak is off the mark. That one played into the leg side. Brevis picks up, and they just threw for the single. So Imran Manak as well, a man who doesn't hail from these parts, I don't believe, but
I believe he's from Johannesburg.
That's right, and but he's been playing here for quite some time. Played for the Cobras in the old franchise setup, and has been with the Rocks here ever since. Expect to see him bowling quite a bit later on. Yeah,
I think his skills on this wicket will be very useful for the Rocks in trying to restrict the Titans in their second innings. And he had one of the very few bowlers that had a good game for the Rocks on Friday against the Lions.
He only went for 6 and over in that carnage at the Wanderers, and that's exactly what Sean van Berg can do to you. You cannot bowl short to him, and it just sits up on the wicket, and he takes full toll of that, and that is going to, I think, take the team just short of the 100 now, 99 for 7. That's what we came to see Sean van Berg do.
Yeah, no, Sean van Berg we saw in the test match against New Zealand as well, he's a more than capable batsman. So I think Lazard Williams will have to maybe reassess his plan to Sean van Berg here.
Yeah, he really cannot bowl short. He's got that pull shot that he just pivots or swings around. Almost his entire body swings around as he plays it, but he hits it with so much ferocity. That's beautifully just bunted into the leg side, and that's an easy single as Brevis is off the boundary now at deep mid-wicket.
That's the 100 up for the Gbets Rocks.
That's very good. That 100 now coming up, and that will be a milestone they'll be happy to see. In the 17th over, though, it's been really tough for them out there today, Rian.
Yeah, I think the wicket isn't easy. It's a typical Paul wicket, with the sun beating the whole week this week here in the Western Cape. So I think the slowness of the wicket does make it tough for scoring, but hopefully the next 3 overs, the Rocks can cash in with the couple of wickets in hand that they do have. That's
a good rotation of the strike there from Manak as it's played down to Lees, the new man for the Titans, only in his second representative game today. He's played a number of times, played for a number of times for SA Under-19 3 seasons ago. The 22-year-old scored 11 in his debut innings on Friday night for the Titans against the Northwest Dragons, and all the other teams are in action today. You can catch 3 of those broadcasts on the SuperSport YouTube channel. The other 2 matches are on, and then one of them is on SuperSport. That's very nicely played by Van Berg, and that also he can do. That's wide outside the off stump, played down, and that is brilliant fielding down there. I think the man did get to it, and having a look are the umpires, and I hope he hasn't hurt himself diving for that. It looks like he might have done. Just got the binoculars on there. It was coming through from backward around the boundary, actually. No, it wasn't coming from that backward sort of point position. That is Jack Lees. He's pulled that one back. I think they only went for 3 in the end, but he's hurt himself in the process, it looks like. Just walking a little bit gingerly there, but what a great chase from the young man, just stopping it just short of the boundary. Donovan Ferreira has gone down there with him. He's saying he's okay. Physio has come out onto the field, and he's just saying, look, he'll be all right. Just wants to have a look at him anyway. He went down quite hard there, didn't he, Rian?
Yeah, no, the ground is quite hard outside of the boundary, so I think going shoulder first is something that could be damaging to Jack Lees.
He might have just banged his head against the advertising hoardings, actually. He's going through the concussion test at the moment there with the physio, and we hope that you're getting that on our feed as well, and just that you can see that he is having that. And thank you to those of you that have commented on our feed, those 200 or so of you that are watching and listening to this broadcast at the moment. Really great to have you all with us. And he is actually going to go off for, I think, for some assessment, or is he? I think that's wise. I mean, he really chased that one hard down to the boundary, and best to bring on the substitute fielder. I think he's already on the field. Aya Kamani coming on. Thank you very much, Rian. And Brevis is going to continue. So it's the end of the Lizard-Williams over, and he's now got 2 for 18 in his 3. End of 17 is 104 for the loss of 7. And that, once again, played into the leg side by Van Berg. You would have seen a lot of Sean Van Berg over the few years here.
Yeah, I think he's enjoyed his time in Paul. The wicket being very favourable to him, especially in 4-day cricket, but also his success in white ball cricket has been extraordinary for the Rocks, and has been a key factor in them, performing over these past couple of years in Division 1.
It's nicely tucked into the leg side, and that is that substitute fielder Kamani, who does the fielding from deep backward square. And Munsami hasn't had that much work to do behind the stumps today. No catches yet for the man behind the stumps. He has been fielding a lot of the balls that have been coming in from the field. And again, it's Van Berg, that characteristic shot that he plays.
Yeah, it's more of a swat than a shot, would you
yes,
probably say.
I like that. That's got a good rhythm to it. Yeah. Like more of a swat than a shot. I like that one very much. You're going to trademark that. So, yeah, really good from Van Berg, and good again from Manak. He's just working it around is intelligent. I know they need runs, but what they don't need to do is lose any more wickets. And Van Berg's on 18, Manak on 4. You sense that to get to anywhere near maybe 130, 140, it suits Van Berg to do that.
Yeah, no, definitely. And Imran Manak is also no slouch with the bat. He hits a foul ball. So he would also probably just want to give the strike to Sean van Berg and maybe in the last 2 overs start attacking the bowlers a bit more.
That one's just goes back and plays it, gives himself some room in the offside. So there is a gap. If he can get it over or past extra cover, then it could go for 4, and that's down the leg side and wisely left by Manak for the wide. That's only the second wide that's been bowled by the Titans in this innings. Outstanding bowling effort from them. It's again nicely played by Manak. So the Rocks now, Nelson on the board, 111 for the loss of 7 after 18. So 7 off that over from Brevis, a much better one in terms of Brevis's bowling for the Rocks, but he's played his hand here, has Dewalt Brevis. 3 overs, 1 for 13. It's been excellent from the young man.
Yeah, no, I mean, coming in bowling in the latter stages of the innings, it's with his economy of just over 4, you'll be more than happy with his performance so far during the day.
Yeah, he's really done an outstanding job, and he'll be looking to do that job with the bat as well. So they're contributing to this team before he goes away to the IPL. So just on that, we're on 15 South Africans will be in the IPL this year. 11 players have had their contracts or been retained, as they say, in the IPL, and 4 new players that have come through or have moved. Which I say we've got Kutsia, Stubbs, Rousseau and Berger that are all been picked up as additional players, and so a few players that are not playing in the IPL this year. But Titans will lose 3 of their players in this team to the IPL, and that is played over the man at mid-off, and that is a good shot, as you were saying, Jan, from the man Hussein Manak, and that goes down to the boundary right in front of us for 4, and he just opened his shoulders there beautifully.
Yeah, that's the advantage of having long levers, getting under the ball a bit sooner than most batters would. So I think it's an interesting field that Lazard Williams set, pitching it up with having mid-off up in the ring, but it looks like he's changing his field and sending Aiden Markram to the long-off boundary.
Yeah, I think they were perhaps looking for that one that would perhaps be a false shot, or maybe they're just looking perhaps at Manak as somebody maybe would play square, but he's very good over the offside. Again, this one goes, it'll bounce, and they'll come back for 2. Sean van Berg just ambling his way down to the Niederberg end. Easy 2. That one went sliced over the man at backward point down to the deep backward point boundary. Picked up by Junior Dala there in the deep. Dala, who only had the 1 over earlier on and was really put to the sword by Clyde Fortuin. 15 of that 1 over.
Yeah, Clyde Fortuin really climbed into Junior Dala in the last over of the power play, which many people say is a very important over in the game.
And that will be the second wide for Lazard Williams, and that is every run now is really precious for the Rocks as they look to get to 140. Is that possible?
I think with Imran Manak eyeing Lazard Williams as what it looks like, they'll definitely be aiming for 140 as their total. But I do think that most likely Trevor Shamsi looks like he was warming up and might bowl the last over with his 4th over. Yeah. So it might be a bit difficult to get to that 140.
They just take a single to the man on the ring at extra cover. That is Sibs Makanya. They're through for the single. So Van Berg will be hoping that Lazard Williams will err on the side of being short here. But that boundary is pretty well protected. Man at deep backward square, deep mid wicket, and a long on. In fact, the long on's coming in now to mid on. That's Brevis. Probably right in terms of that. Van Berg, not somebody who's known to playing it down the ground necessarily.
No, don't think he'll willingly go over mid-off and mid-on. Again, bringing mid-off up now as well and sending a third man to the boundary. So the idea is it'll most likely be short and not full up to Van Berg.
Oh, brilliant fielding from Brevis here as he moves to his left, dives full length and stops that. Almost a Puma dive, and it's a no ball from Lazard Williams. Well, he was guilty of doing that on Friday as well against the Northwest Auto Investments Northwest Dragons. He's done it again here at Paarl, just stretching perhaps for that delivery. That's the second no ball of the innings. The other one coming from Tabraiz Shamsi, and discipline just falling a little bit in this last over from Williams, and a free hit for Manak. It was really well hit by Van Berg, but Brevis did outstanding fielding to prevent the 4. Oh, that's
very well bowled.
It is well bowled. He just tries to give himself room, and maybe if he just stood still there.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure where Imran Manak was thinking where Lazard Williams was going to bowl, but executed very well from Lazard Williams in the block hole just inside the wide line.
Was indeed, and he'll be happy that that didn't go. It wasn't another no ball, bowling 2 in succession on Friday night, and something in this level of the game you just cannot afford to do.
Oh,
that will be another wide as he's searching for that one. It's a tactic that the pace bowlers use a lot.
Yeah, I think you'd want to get the swing, get out of the batsman's swing. So I think the wide Yorker is a tactic that bowlers do use in the death, because you feel that your margin for error is a lot less than going straight and full, where they can hit you wherever they would like.
So this partnership now with 29, and it's been really important runs for the Gbets Rocks. Oh, and you hit there, the ground maybe, as that one went past, and no addition to the score. It's good bowling from Williams.
That's an excellent Yorker. That's where you want to be in the death, and you can see he's very frustrated with himself, giving a pat on the head, because he expects the standards to be quite high from Lazard Williams.
He does sets very, very high standards for himself, a man who's made his mark now in world cricket here in South Africa. He's certainly highly regarded in the South African setup. And that is played aerially but straight down to the man on the deep sort of wideish third man boundary. That looks like Donovan Ferreira, and they're through for the single, and Manak keeps the strike. 123 and 12 off that over from Lazard Williams. That was exactly what the Rocks ordered.
Yeah, no, I think like we said, them trying to get to 140 is a bit of a task. But again, Shamsi coming to bowl the last over, it will be tough to even maybe get to 130. But with the 3 wickets they've got in hand, I think Sean van Berg and Imran Manak will definitely have license to try and get a couple of boundaries in this last over.
They certainly are not going to hold back, one feels, trying to hit Tabraiz Shamsi wherever they can find space to hit him on this field. There are certainly a lot of singles on offer, but they're looking for boundaries this over.
Definitely, and I think the field that Shamsi has set is he'll be looking to attack the stumps, get them hitting to the leg side.
So into his 4th and last over, 2 for 21 off 3. Shamsi towards us now from the old stables end. Oh, he's bowled him. And that is a very good delivery from Tabraiz Shamsi. That's what he does. He tossed it up beautifully, inviting the hit straight down the ground, and he takes the invitation, does Imran Manak, but he's unable to make contact, and he goes for a very good 13 that he scored there, and the number of balls there, unfortunately, on the scoreboard is not correct, off just the 10 deliveries, I think it was here for him, and it was an innings that was certainly one important one for the Rocks in the situation they found themselves.
Yeah, I think the line from Tabrez Shamsi, like we said before the over, would be straight attacking the wickets, trying to get them to hit to the leg side. And Imran Manak then tried to play one through the offside, but and got beaten through the gate. But the new batsman, Siyabonga Mahima, will also be looking to probably just try and rotate strike and get Sean van Berg on strike for this the last few balls in this over.
So Shamsi takes his third, and whilst he has been a little bit more expensive than he was on Friday night, 3 very important wickets for Tabrez Shamsi. And just taking wickets at key intervals, as the partnership there between the 2 spinners for the Rocks was worth 30, and coming off just 3 overs so 10 and over for those 2, which really was what they needed. And that is another beautiful delivery from Tabrez Shamsi.
Very well bowled from Shamsi. Like we said, keeping it straight, not giving the batsman any room to hit him through the offside.
And it's the standard delivery for the left arm wrist spinner, the one that comes into the right hander. Oh, that's a tremendous delivery again, and he's given him. Tom Mokorosi raises the finger, and Sia Mahima has to go. He's not able to get bat on ball, and either of the 2 deliveries that he's faced, and he has to go, and Shamsi's doing the business for the Titans here.
Yeah, that looked like a wrong one from Shamsi, turning away from Mahima. So definitely not picking it, and getting the number 11 to face the last 2 balls against Shamsi is going to be tough for the Rocks. Yeah. Standing on 4 wickets as well now. Akona Maniaka coming in will definitely not be looking forward to these next 2 balls.
No, Akona Maniaka not regarded in any way as a batter. I mean, certainly in the team to bowl. And only played the 17 matches, only 18th matches played, only batted 4 times. So it has 11 runs in T20 cricket in total. Yeah, so this is not something that he would have been hoping for or wanting to be at the crease. It's 123 for the loss of 9, and Shamsi's taken 2 in 3 balls without conceding a run in this over. And this is what he does, doesn't he? Just cleans up the tail. He's looking for a fifer here. And it's going to be run out, is he? No, he's not. The ball doesn't hit the stumps, and they go through for a leg bye. And Mokorosi, umpire Tom Mokorosi signalling leg bye. That's the 3rd one of the innings. And has been really a very disciplined bowling performance from the Titans. Just those 4 wides and the 2 no balls. And Sean van Berg now will be looking to hit these last 2 balls out of Boland Park, I would think.
Definitely, and it's going to be a tough challenge for Van Berg with Shamsi bowling incredibly well.
I think Mnyaka's going to come back for the second. He will, and that will be an easy 2, I think, for them. It goes into the wicket-keeper's end, but Van Berg is in quite easily, it looks like, even though he doesn't run his bat in. If you were looking at that and you are a youngster, don't do that. Just rather run your bat in.
Slide your bat into the crease.
So sometimes as an experienced campaigner, you get into a bad habit maybe, and he knew he was home safely, so didn't run his bat in, but it's never a good thing to do.
Never. I think Sean van Berg would definitely be trying to get a boundary off this last ball of the innings.
Definitely. And that may well be out, is it? The umpire
if it's not out,
is Abongile Sodumo not signalling that is a wicket. Ooh. And actually came off the pad of Sean van Berg, given not out as the stumping, and so it is though the end of the innings. Van Berg is not out, and he ends not out on 22. Conor Manyaka not out on 0, and I will run through the scorecard just to say thank you to Rian Ruda for joining us. Great to have you with us, and hope that maybe you'll come back for a couple of overs in the second knock as well.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'll definitely be back in the second innings.
And I'm going to be giving you a bit of a wrap of what's happened here, and then I'm going to have Durant Goosen coming in and chatting to me about the Gold Rush, the event happening here in the Boerland, and looking forward to having Durant with me any second now, and it is just going to give you the final wrap of the innings here for the Gbets Rocks. Once I have my scorecard back and available with me. And good afternoon, Durant. Good to have you here with me.
Good afternoon, James. Good afternoon to the viewers.
And wonderful occasion to be here at Boland Park. Always fantastic to be here. Beautiful ground that you have here, and there are a number of people that have come in, as they always do, to support the cricket here.
Now, of course, the Rocks Nation definitely pulled out here today. It's a scorcher of a Sunday afternoon here, 32 degrees, and the cricket is red hot as well.
Has been red hot. So 126 for 9 it was after their 20 overs. And just to give you the scorecard quickly, Yaneman Malan, first to go, was caught, LBW to Aidan Markram coming in. We had all spin for the first 2 overs, Pangiso then Markram, and he was out for 4. First wicket to fall at 12. Second wicket down, it was with the score on 12 when Peter Malan was brilliantly caught by Aaron Pangiso off the bowling of Lizard Williams. Then score moved to 68 until the third wicket fell. A great partnership of 52 between Peterson and Fortuin. Before it was Peterson who fell, and he was caught by Markram skying one off Shamsi. Shamsi's first of 4 wickets for 21 off 19. 2 massive sixes from Keegan Peterson. Next man to go with only 2 runs later was Clyde Fortuin, who really had batted well for his 33 off 28, and then was caught on the deep square leg boundary by Corbin Bosch of Aaron Pangiso. And then the next wicket to fall with the score on 71, just 1 run later, it was Christian Jonker who was LBW to Shamsi. Michael Copeland followed soon thereafter, and he was bowled by Dewalt Brevis. A beauty from Brevis, just the wrong one from Brevis, and faster, and just caught him on the crease and bowled him neck and crop for 4 off 11. Then it was some resistance from the bottom order. Frisco Adams 9 off 15 before he was Williams' victim. Sean von Berg not out 20 off 14 with 2 fours. A typical Sean von Berg innings, very gritty, playing the balls into all parts of the ground, but particularly strong on his legs. Imran Manik played very well as well for his 13 off 12, just the 1 boundary ball. He was bowled by Shamsi, the first ball of the last over, and it was then Sia Mahima who was bowled by Shamsi. Shamsi ends with 4 wickets, and his analysis there, just running through the wicket takers. Aaron Pangiso 4 overs 1 for 16, very good return from him. Markram 1 over 1 for 6. Williams a little bit expensive, but getting 2 wickets for 30. Junior Dala only bowling the 1 over for 15. He was taken apart in the last over of the power play by Clyde Fortuin. Shamsi 3.4 overs. Sorry, that's actually wrong. It should be 4 overs, and he took 4 for 21. I think it was 4 for 21 or 4 for 22. And Corbin Bosch 3 overs 0 for 20. Dewalt Brevis 3 overs 1 for 13. Outstanding from the leg break bowler, and that meant that the Rocks have set the momentum multiply. Titans 127 to win, and that has been in the past a potentially defendable total here at Boland Park. Durant?
In the past, yes, the pitch is very hard, very flat. It's going to be difficult to defend the score, but we've seen it countless times here on Boland Park. Anything can happen. And just to talk about this exciting Premier T20 tournament that is starting up in the Boland area. It's called the Gold Rush Boland Super League, and 16 clubs in the Boland, or 14 clubs in the Boland area, is competing in it, with 2 invitational teams from the Overberg region. And just to give you, James, a scope of the magnitude of this tournament for club cricket and the community, the total purse is 84,000 Rand, with the first place club receiving 45,000 Rand. Second place will get 20,000, third place 10, and fourth place will get 5,000. And there's a Player of the Week award as well of 1,000 Rand, with a very nice trophy for them as well. So we're quite very excited for this. It's going to bring in the community a bit more. Very good for club cricket and the club cricket community in the Boland area. Like Boland is a very big cricket community.
I was just going to say, I've had a look at where some of the teams come from, and Vredenburg, I mean, they're all spread out, so you've got some of that information for us as well.
Of course, yes. In Pool A, we've got Darling Cricket Club, Pakketberg, Vredenburg, Saldanha, which is of course a blue status club in CSA Club Cricket, and then Wellington, and of course a lot of big names came from Wellington. Sian van Zyl, he played for Wellington back in the day. Pool B, we've got, which would seem like the group of death, a lot of rivalries going on there. Bergrivier, the Giflotiere, which people would know them by as young peoples. Paul Cricket Club and Paul East. So there's a lot of derbies happening in Pool B. Pool C, we've got Marties, Stellenbosch, Van der Stel, and of course Wix, which is the Marties second cricket side. And in Pool D, we've got Caledon, Hermanus, Robertson and Woester, and of course Hermanus and Caledon, they are the two invitational teams from the Overberg region. Very exciting. Gold Rush, of course, being the headline sponsor, investing a lot of money in club cricket in this area. All the players got their own personalised jerseys and pants. Got some very big umpires that did a lot of umpiring work in and around the Cape area. So we're very excited. Boland Union, we can't wait. 16th of March, that's next week, Saturday we start.
Right.
And then all the finals, the quarters, semis and the grand final will be played here on the 21st, 22nd and 23rd.
So it really is a tournament condensed into a short period of time, a T20 tournament that is taking place here, and wonderful initiative on the part of the Boland Cricket Union, and it's fantastic to have you here just talking about this. And you say clubs spread far and wide across the Boland, a big geographical area right up to the west coast.
Yes, and of course it's a lot of it's going to grow the economy in all these smaller municipalities like the Vredenburg, Saldanha municipality, the Drakensberg municipality like we are in here now, Hermanus. So it's good. And like I said, we're helping out the community through that. Of course, the prize money will also help the local economy to grow and to bring some cricket action to places that haven't seen any premier cricket tournaments.
And as you say, semi-finals and finals, quarters, semis and finals taking place here at Boland Park?
At Boland Park. So there is a chance for some of the players that never would have the opportunity to play on the ICC Grade A square, to have that opportunity to play in front of a big crowd. We can expect a lot of people. All these clubs got 500 and plus fans supporting them, traveling with them to venues. So it's going to be a thrill ride, if I can say that.
Absolutely wonderful, and that competition as well played under lights here.
Yes, that's true. Day night for the quarters, semis, and the final.
What a wonderful experience. I mean, some of those club cricketers probably never having played under floodlights before.
Never, and I do expect we're going to play with white balls in the finals here.
Fantastic.
Also, the first time they're going to be experiencing that.
So, all in all, a wonderful initiative here from the Boland Cricket Union and their sponsors, and really is great. You can see the sponsors' logos on the field here, and you'll see that on our cameras here. The visuals today being sent here on the SuperSport YouTube channel. We hope you're enjoying this broadcast, and certainly the information that has been shared here now from Durant. It's great to hear about that, and your CEO James Fortuin, we saw him here earlier on today. Certainly somebody that has been driving the expansion and growth of cricket here in the Boland.
No, most definitely. We're fast on track to becoming a powerhouse in the cricket community in South Africa. Of course, like I said, this tournament is the first of its kind in South Africa, and really with the emphasis on community building and club culture. Of course, the tagline of this tournament is a celebration of cricket's true spirit, and that's precisely what club cricket is, especially in this region.
Absolutely wonderful, and that they're in the spirit of cricket and the way in which cricket is played. And the camaraderie between the teams. I know when you walk over the boundary rope, it's white line fever. But
yes, it is, most definitely.
So the competition is there, but as soon as you walk back over that boundary rope, it's very much around the social aspect of cricket and just the love of the game.
And that's precisely what it is, and it should be. On the field, your opponents, you respect each other. Off the field, you enjoy each other's company. Then you're all friends again, and that's precisely how club cricket is. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this tournament will play out. We're very excited for this.
So if you are here in the Boland and watching this broadcast now or listening to us, please in the next week, not this coming weekend, but the weekend thereafter, is going to be a big time here for the club cricketers and the cricket clubs from around the Boland area, and it's going to be a festive event happening here over that weekend with the called the Gold Rush.
The Gold Rush Boland Super League.
There we go. Gold Rush Boland Super League, and we really hope that you'll be able to come out in your numbers to support the club cricketers and support the Boland Cricket Union doing great development work here in the Boland. Thank you, Durant, for spending time with us. You find all of this information on social media, I presume?
Yes, you can follow the official Boland Cricket Instagram and Facebook pages. You'll see it's rebranded to the Gold Rush Boland Super League.
Okay.
So we regularly update on there, especially on the stories, and a lot of exciting content is going to be released from tomorrow on.
So please remember that, the Gold Rush Super League. So you might not be able to go to India to watch the IPL, but you can come here and watch the Gold Rush Super League in 2 weekends' time. It's going to be an epic tournament happening here in the Boland, and we just want to thank you for coming and spending some time with us here during the break between innings. And just in terms of the match here today, certainly I know you're rooting for Boland to get over the line. The Boland say Gbets Rocks to get over the line against the Momentum Multiply Titans. Titans, very strong lineup.
Yes, it's basically half of the T20 Proteas team that is set to go to the US and West Indies in a couple of months' time. So, yeah, it is quite nerve-wracking. I am on the edge of my seat most of the time. You can ask my colleagues. Yeah, it is. So, but thank you so much for having me in the commentary booth, and to the viewers for explaining this very exciting new tournament.
And thank you to those of you that are watching and listening to us today. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast and this information we are sharing with you from this beautiful venue. I mean, Durant, this is probably for me one of the most beautiful cricket grounds that I've ever had the privilege of coming to. The mountainous setting here, absolutely wonderful around the ground. It is picturesque indeed, and we just wish you and the Boland Cricket Union and all its affiliated clubs the best for the Gold Rush Super League. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, James.
We're going to take just a 2 or 3 minute break to have a drink, and Mobeen and I will be back with you after the break.
each other. Okay, go for it.
Welcome back to the beautiful Boland Park here in Paarl, and it is the umpires Abongile Sturumo and Tom Mokorosi who are coming out to the middle, followed very closely by the batters for the Titans, and for the momentum multiplied Titans it is going to be Sibs Makanya and Dewald Brevis who are going to be opening the batting for them. And we will see, we're waiting with bated breath to see who's going to be bowling the first over for the Gbets Rocks. They're coming out onto the field in their attempt to defend 126. And Rubin, what do you think?
Yeah, good afternoon, Jam. It's great to be back here. We've had two other people as well on, but it's great to be back. Just regards to the total, I think 126 runs for 9 is very disappointing from the Gbets Rocks, and I think they're a couple of runs short. When I say a couple of runs, I think they're about 24 runs. They should have made about 150 to be competitive. And we do know that the Gbets Rocks have 3 or 4 good and effective spinners. So I think a better total would have been better for them, for the spinners to bowl at. But time will tell. You never know. Cricket's a strange game. Anything can happen. So and speaking about the first bowler, I see Sia Mahima is about to open the bowling, and it'll be interesting to see how he goes with his left arm spin bowling.
Yeah, it will indeed, and I did expect that they probably would open with spin here, the Rocks, and nobody better in their team than Sia Mahima. Sia, who has been playing around the country, a man originally from I think it was from Mpumalanga,
Mpumalanga,
that he comes from originally, and Siwanga Mahima is away from us now to Sibs Makanya, and Makanya's off the mark immediately as he plays this one down to, who's this in front of us here, number 20, is that Keegan Peterson, thank you very much. Mubin in front of us, sort of half expecting it to be a bowler. It was here, that's why I was a bit confused. Keegan Peterson here, right in front of us, in front of our commentary position. We're slightly off centre. You do have a view of the wicket straight down, as it's going to be Dewald Brevis to face his first delivery from Sia Mahima. Mahima's got a short third man. We'll go through that now after this delivery. Tickled into the leg side, and the man at square leg does the fielding. It looks like Imran Manak at square leg. So there's a short third, there's a point, cover, extra cover, long off, mid on, deep mid wicket, square leg, and man short at 45 on the leg side. And immediately Brevis plays a beautiful shot through the offside, pierces the gap between cover and extra cover for 4.
Excellent shot there from Dewald Brevis. Fortunately, bad start here from Sia Mahima, and he gets punished there. Excellent shot in the gap. And I was just chatting about Imran Manak, the ball was previously to him. He's the one change actually that the Gbets Rocks has made.
Van Berg. Van Berg
was in, but I mean the spinner Hardus for Yunus out.
Fulion's out, yes.
Yes, and so he will be that extra spin option today, Manak.
Yeah, he will indeed, and he'll be bowling his off breaks, and it was Van Berg that replaced Marak in the team from Friday. So bringing in 3 spinners, or making sure they have the 3 spinners for today. And you have Cole World coming through on the live chat saying, give us a masterclass Brevis. Well, it'll be interesting to see if Dewald is able to do that. And certainly when Dewald Brevis gets going and starts playing his shots, he is one of the most great, really great to see him batting.
Very entertaining player, and a lot of people always say he's a bit of a carbon copy to AB de Villiers, the way he bats, his stance, and the way he does things. But that's a debate we can leave for another day, James.
He's the original Dewald Brevis, and that is the most important thing. 7 off the first over from Sia Mahima, and the batters not looking like they're really worked up much of a sweat, getting their beautiful shot through the covers. First up from it was the bat of Dewald Brevis not taking the first delivery, but Makanya, you feel probably the ideal foil for Brevis, as it is going to be Imran Manak. I think they've taken Peter Malan, who has his own captaincy book, but he looks like he's taken a leaf out of Aidan Markram's here, bowling a slow left arm spinner for the first over and off break bowler for the second over. Looking to get perhaps the batters trying to play over the top, maybe just misreading the spin, misreading the bounce in these first few overs. And it's going to be interesting to see how the tall right arm off break bowler does as he's in from the old stables end here at Borland Park, the southern end of the ground. We're commentating from the northern end, the Nederburg end. He's into Sibs Makanya now. And there is a man protecting the boundary there at long on. And that is Yanaman Malan, who is coming in from that position there. Yanaman, who also fields in the slips quite often. There's no slip though.
Yeah, just thinking, James, the Titans, sort of the Rocks have done sort of very something similar to the Titans. They started with Mangiso at the one end, and then started with Markram, where the GB Rocks have started with Mahima and now Manak. So something similar.
Yeah, that is the first extra of the innings, a wide down the leg side from Manak, and that's something he's not going to want to bowl to either of these two. Brevis, if it goes down that leg side, will be eyeing this leg side field. There's nobody deep at square. We've got two men backward of square on the leg side so that's a good delivery outside the off stump.
That's much better there from Manak. But there's some extras.
And that interesting to see what the umpires are going to say there. It's dead ball. The ball was dead. It was in the hands of the wicket keeper, and he was throwing it back to the bowler to start his next over. So that is a dead ball.
Very fortunate.
Once the ball is dead in the hands of the wicket keeper, then there is no run that can be taken. So interesting there for somebody watching who may not know the laws of cricket.
Yeah, it's very fortunate there for the Gbets Rocks. Luckily, the dead ball was called by umpire Tom Makarosi there.
Yeah, I think correctly so. It was in the hands of Fortuin for long enough. It wasn't as if Fortuin was trying to sort of get Sibs Makanya out at the other side necessarily. So
there was no attempt of a run out there. In other words,
and that's exactly what we've come to expect from Dewald Brevis, and he plays that one into the sight screen. And Tom Makarosi has some early exercise here as Dewald Brevis just plays that beautifully to the offside of straight. Great shot.
Terrific shot there. Dewald Brevis going big and going early already here.
Yeah, in the power play, Titans are going to want to try and break the back of this chase in the power play. Not get Sean von Berg, give him anything in terms of runs or something to defend perhaps. And Manak, just that one firing it in. Just make sure Brevis didn't get underneath that one again.
It's a good comeback here from Manak, but he needs to end this over on a high.
Yeah, and he has done that. Very well bowled that time. And Brevis can do nothing with that. He seems a bit upset with himself that he didn't manage to tickle it into the leg side, perhaps for a single. And Makanya will be on strike. It's 15 without loss after the end of 2 overs. So a good start in pursuit of a modest total, it must be said, by the Rocks. And 7.5 and over already for the Titans. And they just need to keep the scoreboard ticking over, don't they? It's going to be Fariska Adams who's going to be bowling from the Nederburg end. So they've changed it up in what's almost a carbon copy of what the multiply Titans
Absolutely.
did in the first innings of this particular contest. But Fariska Adams and Zahir Adams, namesake, but the
and just to speak about that carbon copy.
That's right. Yes.
Lazard Williams was the other guy coming from this.
So
they're taking a bit of a leaf book out of Aidan Markram here as well.
I think they are indeed, as Adams is away from us now. That's in the air, but it's not played 100% how he'd have wanted to. I think Peter Malan's going to chase this one down. He does. I think I've got the right Malan there. I have, but he misses the ball as he comes through for it, but not before. They've taken, how many did they take there? Did they run 4 in the end?
It's 3 runs there.
Is it 3
That's
runs there?
But good fielding
for
there from Peter
Makanya.
Malan.
It was very good fielding from Malan. Just the 3, and Brevis will take strike. They didn't quite get all of it there, Sibs Makanya, but enough to get it over Peter Malan's head, and he chased it down exceptionally well, saved a run, most certainly, and in T20 every run is precious.
Absolutely. The other thing I've noticed here, James, at Boland Park, the outfield is quite slow here as well.
Yeah.
I thought they would actually go to the boundary, but it held up there.
Nice to play by Brevis off the back foot. Lovely looking drive with a pretty straight looking bat there. And you don't want to play with an oblique bat on this surface. It comes through a bit slower. It's Peterson that does the fielding out in the deep. And so for Makanya now, just 2 men that are allowed outside the circle, and they are at deep point and deep square. So looking across from the one side to the other, probably about 150 meters between the 2 of them. And that's played out into that deep square region, and that's going to be, who's that coming around to field? I'm going to have a look there now. That's Michael Copeland, unsurprisingly, on the boundary, quick across the ground, good fielder. Michael Copeland really does do some outstanding fielding, quick across the turf, and it's 2 for Brevis. So 5 already off the first 3 balls. So Iceman Adams, or Frisco Adams, Iceman, apparently early in his career, and I'll tell you a bit more about this story after this delivery. Once again played up nicely into the cover region. Peterson in quickly. He was very young in his career. He was given the ball to bowl the last over in a T20 match, and Zahir Adams, say the very well-known journalist here, cricket and sports journalist here in the Western Cape, was telling me on commentary the one day, and he bowled that over incredibly well, and they were saying he's got ice in his veins. He can keep the pressure, young man, under pressure. And that's in the air, and it's just short of Peter Malan, and he had to go off to his right-hand side, and as so, when he did go to the right-hand side, didn't go towards the ball, he more went sort of laterally, of being not quite able to get to that one.
Yeah, for a moment I thought that ball would actually carry to Peter Malan there, but just dropped short, and bit of a loose stroke there, James.
Yeah, he didn't get anywhere near on top of that one. Sibs Makanya played it into the air. That's very nicely played again by Brevis. I'm loving the way he's playing with that straight bat off the back foot into the offside, and that's another good over for the momentum multiply Titans. Another 8 off it, 23 without loss now after 3, and Adams goes for an 8 off that over as well. So it's been 7 off the first over, 8 off the second, and now another 8 off the third over for the Rocks, and they're going to be wanting to get a wicket as soon as possible here, as we see a new bowler, Michael Copeland, another off-break bowler.
Yes, so we were chatting off air about the amount of spinners that the Gbets Rocks actually have. They've got 4 spinners in the attack. We have Sia Mahima, we have obviously Sean van Berg, who hasn't bowled yet, and now coming to attack we have Michael Copeland, and then the other bowler we've seen as well was obviously Manak as well. So yeah, they've got plenty of options with spin, James.
I have indeed. Kirschman Valentine, I think it is actually, is saying on the group here, give Copeland the ball. So comment coming through on the feed. So thank you very much, Kirschman. Really good to have your comments, and they've taken your advice. So Peter Malan, the Gbets Rocks captain, must have tuned in to what you're saying here. He's given Michael Copeland the ball. So I think Mikey, as they call him here, Michael Copeland, coming in now.
Yeah, the fans, James, the passion of the fans never go wrong, eh?
That's a big appeal. He's given him, and that is the breakthrough they were looking for. It's Diego Brevis given out LBW by umpire Tom Mokorossi, and the young man has to go. And that is a massive breakthrough. So they've given Michael Copeland the ball, and he's made a breakthrough immediately.
Yeah, it's 23 for 1, and wicket taken there by Michael Copeland. Rightly so. That fan we just wrote on the chat group there, please give Michael Copeland the chances. Well, his calls come correct, and I think Peter Malan brought him on, and now the wicket's taken place. So, yeah, excellent stuff there. 23 for 1 after 3.1 overs.
So just the 14 for Brevis, I said just the 14. He did score them quite quickly, did Diavock Brevis. That 14 coming off 13 deliveries he was, and he now has to go. Caught in the crease, LBW, as Rivaldo Munsami comes to the crease.
Yeah, Rivaldo Munsami has played 27 matches so far in T20 cricket. And yeah, he's the man, he's the wicket keeper of the Multiply Titans.
And he, I'd say, coming off a really good season is Munsami. Hasn't played much T20 cricket, just in his 4th match, Rivaldo Munsami, and one of those was already played this season. His highest score was that 35 he scored on Friday. And so looking forward to an innings, good innings here from Rivaldo Munsami. Will be the Titans, and the Rocks will be hoping that Golden Arm, Michael Copeland, is going to be able to get his wicket as well. 27 years old, Munsami, and so a good 35 off just 31 balls in that match on Friday night, which the Titans won by 13 runs against the Auto Investments Northwest Dragons, who are in action today as well. It's Copeland once again around the wicket to the right-handed Munsami, is sent back wisely so, as Yanaman Malan is around very quickly from his position at mid-wicket. So an opening maybe for the Rocks here.
Yeah, Michael Copeland keeping it nice and tight here, putting some good lines, tossing their ball nicely up.
Yes, he is. And the line here, the same line that was taken by Aidan Markram coming around the wicket. I think you're saying, Imran Manak was bowling over the wicket, wasn't he?
That's correct.
So you think maybe this line for the off spin around the wicket is a good line, and that's another big shout, but I think that's going down leg side, as the umpire Tom Mokarosi has sort of become accustomed to the sort of little movement of the hand which showed that was going down leg side, guys. And good shout though, as Munsami tries to sweep that one. That's very good over. This has been from Copeland, and he's taken the 1 wicket and just gone for the 1 run off the last ball of that over, and so 24 for the loss of 1 after 6, and that's just slowed the run rate down significantly just in that 1 over.
Excellent stuff there from Michael Copeland. 1 wicket and gone for 1 run there. Obviously, James is keeping it really tight, bowling good lines, and most importantly, picked up the wicket. So excellent stuff so far there from Michael Copeland. And now we have a bowling change as well.
Yeah, we do.
Back into the taxi here, Mahima.
I think this is very interesting. Just in terms of the tactics between the two teams, I think just trying to mix it up a bit, and it is Munsami who's going to be on strike. And he goes over the top, and the man coming around from long off, that's Keegan Peterson's going to pick up at deep extra cover. They go through for 2. That's over the head of Yanaman Malan, who is in at extra cover. So they don't have much protection. In fact, they've put in a leg side field here, very much a leg side field. They've got a slip in, which is as beautifully played by Makanya. By Munsami out through to the deep backward point boundary for 4. He waited for that, didn't he?
Absolutely. He was on the back foot there. And it was a nice cut shot there from the wicketkeeper, Rivaldo Munsami, and he punishes Sia Mahima for 4 runs there.
Yeah, just that little bit too short, and the margins for error on this wicket here in Paul are so small. Just sits up beautifully for him to hit, and immediately that's caused a change in the field. The slip comes out. That's a much better delivery.
I was about to say, much better there from Sia Mahima, back on the money. I think that's the area where he needs to bowl more often.
So only just over 6 and over required for the Titans. It's again nicely into the covers. There is no run. Very good fielding there from Adams as he comes round from his position at a conventional cover. We've got that.
Yeah, it's basically just 2 guys outside the circle, James. So,
beautiful shot again, and that is played with some distinction out into the offside through the boundary gaps, shall I say, between the man at point and cover, and it's just raced the boundary for 4.
Rivaldo Munsami, excellent shot there in the gap. And he punishes CSA Mahima once again. Good shot. And he was in good control there, James.
He was a beautiful shot, and it was the width again there that was the problem for Mahima. That's much better, giving him nothing to work with there, Mahima. And at the end of the over, it's been an expensive one for Mahima, 10 off it, and that's his second over. And no doubt he won't be bowling again from this end in the next over.
I highly doubt that, but Mahima looks very disappointed there, shaking his head a couple of times here. He's bowled a couple of loose deliveries, but then come back nicely.
And we get the response from Kirschman saying, "Thank you, Copeland." So very good to have the responses. Thank you very much to those of you that are engaging with us. Nearly 200 people watching the broadcast at the moment on the SuperSport YouTube channel. We really hope you're enjoying this broadcast being brought to you here today from Boland Park. That's nicely played, the reverse sweep off Michael Copeland, who gets another over.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's into his second over now, Michael Copeland. So, yeah, let's see what he can do in the second over. Started off nicely here. That's a dot ball.
Yeah, last one of the power play, and he's bowling to Makanya, and Makanya plays trying to hit that one over the man at long on. There is a long on there. I think maybe he's aiming slightly more to cow corner. So the two men that are out are the man at long on and the man at deep, well, between deep square and that deep mid wicket, and all defence this time. Copeland's earned their respect, I think.
Definitely, James, definitely. I think the batsmen need to earn their runs here. It's nicely played, nicely blocked out there.
It's going to be Copeland again. Another reverse sweep. This is much fine. I don't think Sean van Berg's going to cut that off, is he? No, he's chasing it down. He's going to hit the boundary now. And that is a good reverse sweep. I think perhaps getting less on it than he wanted, but the result was very effective for him.
Excellent shot there. Makanya, great reverse sweep, and he gets 4 runs there. That's the first ball we've seen from Michael Copeland. Has been a bit loose.
Yeah.
And he gets punished a little there.
Probably sort of predetermined shot. He's got to do something, hasn't he? I mean, he's already bowled 4 balls in the over, and he's so far only gone for that 4. And Makanya not able to get much purchase at all off his bowling. That's beautifully played straight over the man at mid-off, and he opened himself up there and played that inside out over mid-off. It's a beautiful shot for 4.
Makanya once again getting a boundary. Fantastic shot going over the top there.
And that's his second boundary. And Musami also having 2 boundaries, and he gets the bottom of the bat on that one. It didn't sound good at all. Those are the ones that shock your hands as it's hurled in from the boundary. And that's Manak, I think, out there. It is indeed Hussain Manak out on the boundary.
Imran Manak.
I keep calling him Hussain Manak. I do that every single time.
No, it's fine. Hussain is actually his uncle.
His uncle, Hussain Manak, who's part of our commentary team, commentated as the power play, end of the power play is signalled, start of the second power play is signalled, and as we may have expected, so that over from Copeland went for 9, and so 0 for 9 off that over, and at the end of the power play, score is 43 for the loss of 1.
Yeah, we have a bowling change here. CSA Mahima is taken out the attack, and the veteran Sean van Berg is introduced now into the attack, and the score is currently 43 for 1 after 6 overs.
So that compared to the 38 for 2, which the Rocks had in their power play, as Van Berg with his leg spinners away from us now, and that is in the air, but I think it's safe.
Just
man
dropped
on
short.
the boundary, just dropping short, realised that he wasn't going to get there, running in, and who is that out on the boundary? Just trying to see it. Michael Copeland, I think, out on the boundary there, realising he wasn't going to get in there to take that one, and perhaps just the top edge that was from Sibs Makanya. And this partnership already looking very dangerous for the Rocks. 21 it is. And that again way too short. It's played straight to Copeland at that deep square leg position. Got away with that one, did Sean van Berg.
Yeah, a bit of a loosener one there from Sean van Berg. But luckily, only one run conceded from that lucid delivery.
And Gershwin saying thank you to Copeland again, I think, for fielding that one on the boundary. That's played very nicely just down to Peterson in front of us. And the Titans don't have to do much more than this, do they?
Nothing. They just need to keep it simple, keep the run rate going, and they're not losing any wickets at the moment, so it's looking really good for them and looking very positive for them.
They are indeed. And Munsami there with experienced co-batter, and he's just played that one very nicely down to Peterson once again, this time a lot straighter. Much fuller from Von Berg.
Yeah, I was about to say, a nice full toss there from Sean Van Berg, but luckily he doesn't get punished. Just straight down the ground.
Yeah, just perhaps not quite full enough. We didn't make it into enough of a full toss to be able to sort of work it away on the leg side, playing against the spin. That's very nicely bowled and good fielding here. That may have been interesting had that hit the stumps. In fact, had that been a direct hit from Frisco Adams, you sense that it probably would have been Munsami back on his way to the pavilion.
Absolutely. If that the Iceman had hit the wickets there, I think there would have been curtains for Rivaldo Munsami, but luckily he survives.
He does indeed, so he doesn't have to make his curtain call quite yet. Does Munsami. He's still got to bat out there for longer, got a chance to at least. He makes the most of that opportunity to just play it down the ground, and Von Berg, not a bad first over, it must be said.
It's probably
6 off it.
It's probably been the quickest over so far in this 2 innings as well.
Yeah, very quick. And 49 for the loss of 1, and we're into just finished the 7th over, so 7 and over, which is an easy calculation to make. By comparison, 43 for 2 it was the Gbets Rocks, and that was just when that partnership had already started going between Peterson and Fortuin. It was really a good partnership.
Very good partnership, and back into the attack we have we have Imran Manak. I nearly said his father's name, Abdul Manak. So Imran Manak's back into the attack, and he's coming into his second over.
Oh, that's a bit loose from Manak. He's over the wicket still to the right-handed Munsami, 88 on his back, and he's upset with himself that he didn't make the most of that, punching his bat. He's only got this man, Sean Von Berg, to beat at 45, and that's caught him in front. It's going down the leg side, though, I think. And, yeah, just that sort of small signal again from umpire Tom Mokorosi. He shook his head immediately, saying, no, probably too high and going down the leg side. So I think what you were trying to do earlier on with the Manaks, of you and me, was trying to just highlight what an incredible cricketing family they are.
Absolutely.
So generations of cricketers in the Manak family. As Imran's in once again outside the off stump. Munsami tries to get that one, goes outside, he's trying to play it into the leg side, because there's plenty of gaps there. There's a single on offer every time, maybe 2, if you just get the weight right on the shot. He's got that straight to the man at deep mid wicket.
Just speaking about the Manaks, obviously Imran Manak is the son of the so-called, let's say Imran Manak is the son of Abdul, Uncle Jack as he's known, and obviously Hussein is the cousin of his father. So yeah, it's quite a small world.
That's just in the air safely, so down to the man fielding at that deep backward or square leg position, and who is that? Number 72 on his back, it looks like.
It's a bit wide.
Played, beautifully played there by Munsami for a boundary, and he doesn't miss out on that one.
Yeah, a bit wide, a bit short from Manak there, and he gets punished for extra cover, and that's 4 runs. And that's the end of the 8th over, and his score is currently 55 for 1 after 8 overs.
So 50 coming up in that over as well for the Titans, and coming up in the 8th over, as did the 50 for the Gbets Rocks. In fact, the scores are identical now after 8 overs, 55, but they were 2 down were the Rocks, and this was ahead of the time when they started to lose those wickets, all in a big cluster. So it's going to be Van Berg trying to get that second wicket now, and that's in the air. It'll bounce short again of Copeland. He's just not in now. Now you know what's going to happen, of course. He's going to come in by 10 metres in, and then he's going to hit over his head for 6.
Well, it's the second time. It's the second time the ball's dropped just short of that field on the boundary. And just coming back to your point, James, it just shows you this game is small margins with the scores being on par.
Yeah, very, very small margins, and it is those wickets, that cluster of wickets that fell from when that partnership was broken, which was the shot that was played by Keegan Peterson, trying to hit the ball out of the ground, just skied it to Aiden Markram. And that's really well bowled by Sean van Berg. And Munsami there, in 2 minds, maybe 5 minds as to what he wanted to do.
He was
with
deceived
that.
by the spin there, James.
He was.
Some good spin there. Good turn from the veteran Sean van Berg.
Spin and bounce. Trying to play it against the spin is dangerous against Sean van Berg. Good bowling here from the Proteas spinner.
Yeah, one thing about Sean van Berg, he's not scared to toss the ball up here. He's been giving the ball lots of air. And
Yes. Partnership 33. Van Berg is a wily old campaigner. Sean van Berg.
he's been around the block for a while.
That's nicely played. Comes off the bat beautifully from Munsami. But there is protection. That's Christian Jonker in the deep over there at the cover boundary. And there are crowds enjoying the beautiful afternoon here in Paarl. There's a breeze keeping it a little bit cooler out there. They're all sitting under the trees that line the ground and the top of the grass banks. A few cricket games going on at the back there, I see. That's in the gap, well, not quite in the gap, it's still wideish along on, and Peter Milan does the field. Good over from Sean van Berg, just the 3 off it, and that's exactly what his captain ordered. I think he would have just wanted a wicket there, his captain.
Yeah, but it's good stuff here from Sean van Berg. He's trying very hard, just needs that wicket. But it's after 9 overs, 58 for 1.
So they're not, it was 63 for 2, and just as I say before, that cluster of wickets fell. So, one senses 1 wicket here.
I was about to say.
It is, it'll bring in a new batter, but that new batter, if you're the Gbets Rocks, you perhaps want to have these 2 rather staying there in the middle, because that new batter is Aiden Markram.
Absolutely. I think just in cricket we all know once 1 wicket goes, usually 2 or 3 goes, so the pressure needs to be gone to the Titans now.
Yeah.
And I think the Rocks just need to pick up a wicket here. Maybe Mana can do that with this over.
Yeah, say Manak. Saying again, Imran Manak towards us now. That down the leg side will be signalled wide by umpire Tom Mokorosi.
Well, a couple of wides here, Imran. He likes to slide that ball down leg.
Yeah, I think that's his 2nd wide so far. And he has, in fact, that's the only 2nd wide of the innings. There's 2 extras in this innings so far, that's all.
Oh, that's much better for Manak there. Much better lead.
Was and just wasn't short enough to play that shot. Makanya, he's trying to cut that one out into the offside. There's a gap, a short third, and Sean van Berg, because of that shot, is just moving about 3 paces to his right now at that short third. And he's played that shot now beautifully, but there is a man sweeping on the cover boundary. That looks like a Conor Mnyaka out there, left arm throwing it in. I was trying to pick my fielders based on on the arm they used to throw it in. And he's quick across the field is the young Mnyaka.
That's much better there from Imran Manak. That's the sort of length he needs to bowl.
You look at this Rocks team, Mubin, and we'll talk a bit about that after this delivery. That's beautifully played, and that's actually, I think, perhaps confused the Yanaman Malan. Was that Peter down there? That is Peter Malan. Peter Malan has got the towel on his trousers here, just at his back. And he comes in then quickly from long on. It was a bit slow coming off the boundary, prevented the 2nd run. It's quite this team for the Rocks is a lot of them over 30 years old. That's played in the air for a while, straight to Keegan Peterson on that deep mid-wicket boundary, and another single. So they're trading in singles at the moment, and that's not a problem for the Titans. They've got just 6.4 and over to chase, and that's played into the gap. They should get 2 here, and this is what I was talking about earlier. Play it into the gap softly, get the weight right on the shot, and there's 2 every day. That's on good. A wide field straight here.
That's good riding there from the Multiply Titans. And that's the end of the Manak over, end of his 3rd over. And the score is 64 for 1 after 10 overs. James, halfway. And the Titans so far looking really good.
Yeah, looking very, very comfortable. And it was at this time that the Gbets Rocks started to lose wickets. 68 in this 10th over. So very much on a par with where they would want to be, but just the wickets they've lost a lot less, which is very important in this chase for the Titans. At this stage, they won't be thinking about the bonus point. It's just about winning. If they can knock these runs off within the next 6 overs, and we'll just try and get an idea of what that is now that they need 63 and 6. So if they can bat at 10 and a half and over, exactly 10 and a half and over for the next 6 overs, they will get the bonus point. Which is something that they may be looking for. I think a lot of it depends on how they want to manage this game, and I'm expecting a set of gloves to come out shortly.
Yeah, that's actually something interesting there, James.
That's in the air, and it's not taken by Peter Milan. He's just a little bit slow in getting across that to his left. Maybe he didn't judge it 100% correctly. He'll be absolutely gutted. Just helped up by Sean von Berg. He came across so quickly, tried to get there quickly. It was just to try and judge it that he could get there, and he just didn't make it in time.
Unfortunately, just coming around a little bit too slow. The initial stage was quite quick. And then he just sort of misjudged at the end.
As Adams there is the man bowling, a change of bowling from this end. Von Berg taken out of the attack after his first 2 overs. And Adams coming in again. Manak it is who's bowled 3 for 20. Yes, bonus point rules here are that 25% of the score, and it's the same with the overs. So if you get those runs before the end of the 15th or 16th over, so inside 16 overs or on 16 overs, then you will get the bonus point. And it's a very good shot. Yonkers after it, and that's very good work on the boundary from Christian Jonker. He gets the applause from his teammates, and well he should. The 37-year-old making some excellent ground out there in the deep. And having just come from commentating the over 40 World Cup over the last couple of weeks, certainly interesting to see how these players can play so deep into their careers and beyond, where you would think it wouldn't be possible to play really top-class cricket. There's some outstanding cricket from the over 40s, as is that Makanya, who's just altering some of his equipment there.
Interesting point there, James. You made there's a lot of experienced campaigners in this Gbets Rocks side. Over 30s, a lot of over 30 players.
Oh, that's beautifully picked up and played onto just into the picket fence, the head of the grass banks, and that's a massive 6. And umpire Suduma has some work to do there, and that brings the partnership up to 51, and just been brilliant, hasn't it? 51, 45 balls, 5 fours, and that 1-6 now off the bat of Sibs Makanya, and they've shared the runs pretty evenly, 26, 24, and 1 extra, 26 to Makanya, 24 to Munsami, and just the 1 extra, and this has been a pivotal partnership for them.
Absolutely brilliant partnership, and a wonderful shot there from Makanya, punishing Farisco Adams, the Iceman.
Oh, now he's been punched back to the pavilion as Sibs Makanya, and that is the middle stump out of the ground. He goes for another big shot, so maybe now the message did come out that they want to go for the bonus point, and Sibs Makanya going for that bonus point. Ball maybe kept slightly low, but crashes into middle stump, and he's got to make his way.
What a beautiful sight. bold middle stump from the Iceman Foriska Adams. Terrific bowling there, James.
Yeah.
And Makani has to go there. He's just scored 34 runs off. Just looking at the balls.
Number of balls.
No balls, but 34 runs nonetheless. It was a great knock there from Makania, but he got an excellent delivery from the Iceman Foriska Adams.
He did indeed, and having been hit for a huge 6 off the previous delivery, and really was a very, very good shot. And then the next delivery got the ball just short of a length, maybe even slightly fuller than that, on middle stump, tried to play another shot that would go to the boundary and loses his middle stump. And that was exactly what the doctor ordered. And whilst the bowling has followed a similar pattern in terms of who they've brought on, the wickets now following a similar pattern. 74 for 2, it was the Gbets Rocks that were 68 for the loss of 3. So yeah, 1 wicket to the better, but a very good partnership there of 51 that was just brought up with that 6 from the bat of Sivs Makanya, and he has to go now. It's 10.5 overs bowled, 74 for the loss of 2, and it is the Proteas T20 captain Aidan Markram that comes to the crease, and this will be one of his few innings in this T20 tournament, and just stands up very nicely and plays it into the cover field. That's straight to backward point, and that is Keegan Peterson who has done the fielding there. It's the end of the over, and whilst it was an expensive one, 10 runs off it, the wicket of Sivs Makanya, who was just starting to hit out and looking very good at the crease. So it's 74 for the loss of 2 after 11, and just 6 runs and over needed to win off the final 9 overs that are left, and another change of bowling.
Yeah, CMA Hiba, he's changed ends now. It's coming from the Drakenstein in, and he'll be looking to pick up another wicket here, or pick up another wicket after just the Sims Makanye wicket, which is the previous over.
Munsami on strike, and that's played to the man at short extra cover. I like this from Peter Milan. That man is in off the ring at short extra cover, and that's good. And Mahima does some good work of his own bowling. Just getting down quickly. He's not easy sometimes for a bowler to get down quickly to field that on their follow through. He did do very well to get there to stop that one. That reverse sweep played into the goal. What brilliant fielding from Sean von Berg. That is outstanding stuff from the leg spinner. He dives to his right. It was past him as well when he took it. What great fielding.
Absolutely fantastic stuff there from Sean von Berg. Saved a certain boundary there.
He did indeed. That's the Spinners Union coming in here as he saved that would have been a certain 4 off Sia Mahima's bowling. Great fielding from the leg spinning veteran there, and that one's just straight down to is that Michael Copeland. It is at long off.
Yeah, I was just wondering about the bowling change of Mahima. We saw Pangisa also start off from the opposite end, but when he changed ends, he sort of became more effective, and it's the same thing happening with Mahima as well, James.
Yeah, I think it's a good move here from Captain Milan. He had pace on the previous over with Foriska Adams, and now it's bowled him.
Wow,
that is absolutely brilliant for the Gbets Rocks, and maybe that was the arm ball from Mahima as he's bowled Munsami there, and really was a good delivery there from Sia Mahima. And so 2 wickets have fallen in very quick succession. Just trying to see here from a replay, just went straight on and onto the stumps, and Munsami has to go. 25 that he scored there in that innings. We'll get his numbers for you a little bit later. And so the 3rd wicket to fall at 76, and a bit of light here maybe for the Rocks.
There's always hope. And yeah, the Gbets Rocks. We know cricket's a strange game, James, and we've seen two wickets fall in succession here. And that was an excellent delivery there from CM Mahima. Remember, we just spoke about the change of Innings as well. That was something that CM Mahima just changed, and he seems to be effective from that side, on the Drakenstein side. So great bowling here from CM Mahima, and it's good to see that he's come back nicely.
Yeah, just a 2 off the over from CM Mahima. It was a really good delivery. It came in and just played down the wrong line, it looked like Winsami. Just came in and knocked over the off stump. So 2 deliveries there have been in the last 2 overs, and it's going to be Fariska Adams giving way now to Sean von Berg. He's going to be bowling to the new man, who is a new player in the Titans team, Jack Lees, in for his 2nd innings in T20 cricket at representative level. So he played a number of matches for SA under 19 about 3 seasons ago, young 22-year-old, and he's in at bat with the wicket of Moonsami, and that's played quite nicely out to the man at cover. They'll take 2, and I think the running between the wickets here is it's not him that was facing, sorry, apologies for that, it's Aidan Markram.
Yeah.
So trademark shot there out through the covers. I thought that was a really good shot backward of point.
And I think, James, just to add, I think Captain Malan needs to just keep the pressure on the Titans with 2 new batsmen here at the crease.
Yeah, absolutely. And he'll want to put that pressure on, you'd think, the new batter now who's going to be facing for the first time. So apologies for that. He's the only left-hander in this Titans lineup. So I should have picked that up straight away, as I did make a note of that before the game. So Jack Lees, the left-hander. And interesting that both these teams are heavily dominated by right-handed batters. And 79 for the loss of 3, 6.3 runs per over required. The Rocks need wickets here, and a lot of them, and particularly the wicket, you feel, of Captain Aidan Markram. Lees, that one just coming into the left-hander, as is the standard leg break delivery.
Yeah, there's a nice dot ball here from Sean van Berg. Pressure's been applied at the Titans, and it's good to see that this game is now, they have to be equally poised here.
Yeah, it's lovely work in the covers there by Yanaman Malan. His brother Peter is, I think, where is he? Out on the boundary somewhere. Peter Malan.
Making a couple of changes at the field, but keeping the pressure most importantly, James, on the Titans.
They are. It's interesting. Just seeing how he played that first delivery. They've kept that man, moved that man who was slightly squarish on the offside, and that's just a little bit short from Berg. They're not going to get 2 there. Markram, it would be suicide to come back for that one, as the man here in front of us, I think Keegan Peterson, is in very quickly to field. He comes back to his position now, which will be long off to the right-hander.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, James, we see a lot of energy in the field from the Gbets Rocks here.
Yeah, 80 for the loss of 3 into the 13th over. Beautiful from Aidan Markram. And they're going to stay there for the single yet again. Good work from Peterson in the deep. Yeah, they look a bit G'd up now, don't they?
Absolutely, they look. Those 2 wickets have just sort of just given them a bit of inspiration here and a bit of energy, or extra energy, put it that way.
Yeah. So interestingly, DLS par score, if you lost 3 wickets chasing this target, is 82. So it's nip and tuck at the moment, it looks like.
A couple of overs ago, we were chatting about the Titans going for that bonus point victory. Well, they need to first get the victory here.
Well, that's right. The victory first is the important thing, and you feel with that loss of the wicket of Sibs Makanya that total or that target of the bonus point went completely out of the window for them.
And into the attack now is the Michael Copeland.
They've done that because he's hoping that he's going to get Lees on strike, and they are going to have Lees on strike. Very good work in the deep there from the fielder. And who is that? Is that Peterson? There it is. I think he's moved out to that position at what was deep mid wicket for the right-hander. He's going to stay in at extra cover for the left-hander. Bit of a change. It's going to be Janeman Milan coming into point. Got the deep cover. Got the man at 45 at third, and then Peter Milan's on the boundary at long off. We've got a long on, deep mid-wicket, deep square, and a man at 45 on the leg side. And that is an attempted sweep from Lees as he's trying to play against the spin into the leg side. Of course, no Heinrich Klaassen for this team at the moment. He not playing in this opening stage of the tournament. Then off to the IPL, and that's beautifully played into the deep, and it's going to be, is it one bounce for? It is just wide to the left of Christian Jonker coming around, and that is a very good boundary from Lees. Hit that beautifully over extra cover for 4, and that's his first boundary, and a welcome one now actually for this Titans team as they've come under a little bit of pressure in the last couple of overs.
I was about to say, James, there was a pressure reliever.
And he got him, he's caught, and he puts in the faster delivery, does Copeland, and then he gets the wicket of Lees flashing outside the off stump, and a very good catch from Fortuin.
We just spoke about it. We thought Lees just took the pressure off him, and the next ball, Michael Copeland picks up the wicket of Jack Lees, and he has to go. Fortunately, he's only scored 5 runs off, I think it's 4 balls.
Yeah, it's off not that many deliveries, so batting almost at a run a ball, and the run rate required now 6.5 for the Titans, and they lose their 4th wicket. And coming to the wicket is a man that can take a game away from you very quickly, Donovan Ferreira, and his numbers, I'm sure, will be coming up on the screen shortly, and hopefully we can give you those when they do come up on the screen.
Well, James, everything's happening all out there. As I said earlier, cricket is a strange game. You've seen a couple of times, you see a guy hit a 6, and the next ball it's a wicket, and similarly to this one as well, Jack Lees just hit the 4 previous ball, and the next ball is obviously lost his wicket. So things happen very quickly in T20 cricket, and it's game on at the moment here with 86 for 4.
It is indeed game on. So yeah, fascinating stuff here at Boland Park, and has been a very good game so far. We didn't think that 127 would be enough, and it may not be enough. And 80%. Yes. Sorry, 80%, as Ken, as we've just been told. Yeah, 80%, not 75%, sorry. Yes, that's right. So I divide by 1.25, so I've got my own mathematical way of calculating it. It is 80%. So 16 overs is 80%. I do apologise to those of you that were busy getting your calculators out and wondering what I was talking about. So yes, 16 overs. They had to get the runs in. Manak again, this time to Ferreira. He just gets the bottom of the bat onto that one.
Yeah, it's Copeland, by the way.
Not Manak, Copeland. So Michael Copeland has taken 2 for 15. Last ball of his 3rd over, just whipped away into the leg side nicely by Ferreira. So my enthusiasm there, losing the bowler. So 3 for 16, 3 overs at naught. Maidens, 2 wickets for 16 for Michael Copeland, and it's been really good.
It's been excellent
from the young man.
It's been excellent stuff from Michael Copeland, and the Gbets Rocks are going to continue with spin here with Sean van der Berg, the veteran. And James, I think Sean will definitely try and squeeze, try and get another wicket here, maybe squeeze a couple of runs, keep it tight and put the pressure back on the Titans.
Yeah, you feel the man he wants to be bowling to is Donovan Ferreira. I mean, he is a very accomplished player, Donovan Ferreira, and really scored some outstanding runs already in his short career. But Sean van Berg on the Boland track is another proposition altogether.
Definitely. He knows this place very well, and he's been bowling in the good areas here, pitching the ball up nicely.
Now we'll look at Ferreira's numbers after this delivery from van Berg. That's too short, and straight to the man. And hit that really hard, didn't he? Straight to the man at deep mid-wicket. So 52 matches, his 53rd match today, 42 innings, 11 not outs, 930 runs with an 82 not out as his maximum, as his top score last season for the Joburg Super Kings, average of 30, strike rate of 155. So he's a man who can hit the ball hard, as can Aidan Markram, who plays this one down to Keegan Peterson right in front of us at long off, through for the single. They're just knocking it around. They'll feel these two 7 and over from here is not a difficult task for them. Just takes one boundary and over, but it is interesting, let's put it that way.
It's interesting at the moment, and I think this is the key partnership, definitely, with Markram there, the captain at the crease. Oh, what a delivery there by Sean van Berg. Just misses the outside edge.
Ferreira coming forward to that one, and I don't know what he was perhaps trying to do. You know, again, great bowling from Van Berg, and he into his last over now. He's only gone for 16 so far. That's another one, a quicker one from him. I think that was the wrong one from Van Berg into the right hander. He just gets the inside half of the bat onto that, and that could easily have been another wicket. The spinners here are doing the job at the moment for the Rocks exactly as we expected them to do.
Absolutely. We called this and we said the spinners are going to play a big role here at Boland Park.
Yeah, it's very nicely played down the ground, and Peterson does the fielding. Excellent bowling, excellent spell from Sean van Berg. Just economy rate outstanding. 4 overs, no maidens, 18 runs, no wickets, but really if you look at that, only going for 4.5 and over when you're defending a total of where they only have to get 6.1 runs and over to win is like gold.
Absolutely. It's only 5 overs remaining here in this game. It's 91 for 4, and it's relatively equally poised here. James, it's all to play for you at the moment.
It is all to play for. One wicket. You feel 1 wicket here, and Corbin Bosch comes to the crease now. He's very competent with the bat, Corbin Bosch, and he certainly, top score of 81 in the Caribbean Premier League. And it's a good running. It's brilliant running from these two. Bit of a collision there. They're not going to take any extra run for that, which they probably couldn't. It's Ferreira colliding with the man who was backing up, and it looks like a couple of the games that are taking place around the country in the T20 are already over. Western Province and the Lions both winning their games. That's great fielding.
Oh, that's a run out. Absolutely.
And yeah, he's given him. That is the wicket. That is a huge wicket. What brilliant fielding there at backward point. And they're getting mobbed there by his teammates, is Frisco Adams. It was incredible work from the man.
Absolutely outstanding fielding there. It was a terrific throw from Frisco Williams. And Adams, bigger pardon. Getting a bit excited here for that wicket. But that was excellent fielding there from Frisco Adams, the Iceman, as we know him.
Yeah, that was certainly had ice there in his veins, coming in quickly, throwing that one in. Accuracy incredible to Clyde Fortuin.
Definitely, and also James, more importantly, it's 93 for 5 here, and this game just gets more interesting every over.
It does indeed. It's Corbin Bosch now coming to the crease. 60 matches, 250s, 254 runs, 81 his highest score, as we said. 18.8 is his average, but strike rate 113.7. It's the dangerous Donovan Ferreira who has to make his way. And that really has put a little bit of the cat amongst the pigeons here, maybe. So it isn't going to be the victory that it looked like it was going to be for the Titans when they were cruising at 74 for 1 in the 12th over. In the 11th over, should I say. And then just losing their way with that great dismissal that was taken by, was that man Frisco Adams that got that wicket of Sibs Makanya. He'd just been hit for 6 and they took his middle stump out of the ground, and since then it's been all Rocks.
Everything's just changed, and just to add to that as well.
Yeah. So Bosch there just playing that into the leg side. Christian Jonker does the fielding. Sorry.
Yeah, just to add as well, after 10 overs, James, you and I were chatting about the bonus point, and had they get the total in 16 overs, they'll get a bonus point.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're speaking now. We need to first speak about, are they going to get the victory, James?
Well, that's right. Now 33 needed. DLS pass score 94, so 97, sorry, 94 they are at the moment. So that's at the end of this over, 97, and that's, he's been unlucky there, is Copeland. He goes the one way and he's followed through, and the ball just spins away and goes to his left-hand side, and he not able to get more than just half a hand on that. And oh, he's in again. That isn't hit very well by Bosch. Goes out to the man, that's Keegan Peterson, in the deep at mid-wicket, and they take another single. Copeland's been outstanding. 2 for 21 at this stage, into his last delivery of his 4th over. And that's just again played into the leg side. I think they're only going to take one. They don't come back for the second, wisely so, having already had a run out in this over. So 97 for 5. They're exactly on the DLS pass score at the end of that over, and 16 are gone. There's only 4 to go, and they need to score 30 to win, 7.5 and over. So let's look at the score then for the Gbets Rocks after 15. 93 for 16 was 93 for 6. So not much in it.
Not much in it. It's equally poised, and I think even the tactics from both captains have been very similar. They've changed their bowlers from each end, the spin and the medium options, the medium bowler options as well. So yeah, it's been sort of a carbon copy for both sides of the innings.
Has indeed, and it is Copeland who's now finished his spell. And if you're still watching there, then you'll notice, they certainly gave Michael Copeland a bowl today, and he's done outstandingly well today for his team, for the Gbets Rocks. And just to say that was, I'm trying to see who that was who was chatting to us earlier on. I'm trying to get to the name again. Kershwin Valentine, who was chatting to us, and I'm sure he'll be very happy with Michael Copeland's performance. They again just take the single. Bosch sending his captain, the other way around, his captain sending Bosch back. Two very tall men at the crease, Corbin Bosch and Aidan Markram. Bosch exceptionally well built, and he can hit the long ball. We definitely know that. 113 his strike rate in career. Aidan Markram will get to his now. That's very nicely played as well. It's still only going to be a single. I reckon that you
just get the sense, James, that the Gbets Rocks have just got an extra gear of confidence here, and they feel really G'd up in the field. There's a lot of energy, a lot of movement, and they're looking to wrap this game up here.
Well, maybe that's why they call the Gbets Rocks. If they're G'd up in the field, you never know. That's a terrible pun or joke from me. Do apologise for that to everybody watching and listening. So, dad joke. It's my children will be rolling their eyes right now. 99 for 5 it is. In the 17th over. That's a very good delivery from Mahima, and there's no run there. That's straight out to that man with the ice in his veins, the man who returned that ball straight to Clyde Fontaine for the run out in the previous over. Farisco, Iceman Adams.
Farisco has been amazing today, and just Mahima.
It's in the air. They're coming forward. Peterson's underneath. He takes the catch.
Oh my goodness.
And that is the end of. Is that Markram or is that Bosch? It is Markram. It's the captain that has to go, and that is a huge blow for the Rocks.
Pressure, and the Titans at the moment are buckling under pressure. Fantastic stuff here from the Gbets Rocks. It's 99 for 6 here, and Aidan Markram has to go. Fantastic stuff here from CM Mahima.
Yeah, he does indeed have to go. Just the 13 runs and no 4s and no 6s, and really was forced into that shot with the pressures being put onto this lineup. It's now 9 runs and over nearly that they need, and 99 for the loss of 6, and this is going to go down to the wire.
Absolutely, James. If you're a fan here, you're getting your full money worth here today at Boland Park. It's all happening out there.
You are indeed, as that is the end of captain Aidan Markram. Aaron Pangiso comes to the crease, and Pangiso, we'll just have a look at his numbers for you. Aaron Pangiso, 190 matches. Yeah, 190 matches, 57 innings, 350 runs, top score 29, and a strike rate of 93. So Corbin Bosch has got a big amount of work to do here for his team to get them over the line, together with Aaron Pangiso and the two batters, three batters that are going to be coming in after that. Junior Dala will be in next for the Titans, should it come to that, as these two will be looking to take them through to the victory. But there's only 3 overs and 1 ball left in this innings. That's nicely played by Pangiso. He's going to keep the strike at the end of that over. A very successful one for Mahima, and he finishes with exactly the same analysis as Michael Copeland. 4 overs, no maidens, 2 for 22. It's 100 up for the Titans. That 100 coming off exactly 17 overs. And if we go back to the 100 for the Gbets Rocks, coming up in the 17th over, and they were 104 for 7 after 17. It's 100 for 6. The momentum multiply Titans, and my word, this is everything to play for.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, we're enjoying this match here, as you heard there from my co-commentator Mobeen Mohammed. It really has been very interesting, as it's Hussein Manak into the attack. Hussein again, Imran Manak into the attack. Just cannot stop saying that. Apologies to the Manak family. Imran particularly, as he's into the attack again, and he's bowled 3 overs, 0 for 21. The spinners have done the work here for this team here, and it's going to be interesting to see how they finish this off. Straight to the man, extra cover. Yanaman Malan does the fielding. There's no run, so 2 balls, 1 run. It's Corbin Bosch on strike.
Big appeal!
Straight in front, going down the leg side, I think, as he tries to play the reverse sweep there. Corbin Bosch. There's a massive appeal from everybody. They got the choir going there, big time.
Well, it's edge of the seat stuff here, James.
It's completely edge of the seat.
There was a big appeal there. For a moment I thought it was out, but umpire Tom Makarosi says straight away, not out.
And it's if Tom Makarosi says it's not out, it's definitely not going to be out. Backs away does Pangiso. Von Berg's around from short third to field. Just a single. It's not singles that they need right now.
Absolutely. I was about to say they need a couple of boundaries here, and a couple of boundaries need to come very quickly. This game is sort of falling away here for the Titans.
It is indeed. Again. He's appealing for a stumping there, as looked like Corbin Bosch probably just overbalanced trying to play that sweep shot from outside the off stump. But the big thing for the Rocks there, no run.
Yeah, it was good swift work there from the wicketkeeper, but umpire says not out there, luckily for Corbin Bosch.
A really good glove man is Clyde Fortuin. Made his test debut for South Africa in New Zealand. Once again, that one, they're only going to get the single. Yanaman Malan around quickly from extra cover. Another excellent over from the Gbets Rocks spin bowling attack, and that's 104 for the loss of 6 now after 18 overs, and the run rate has gone up to 11.5. After 10 overs, they were just absolutely flying to this target. They needed 6.3 and over to win, only 1 wicket down. It just took that 1 wicket, but then difficult to get in on this pitch, isn't it? You've got to, once you're in, you got to stay in, and that was the mistake really that was made by the team from the Titans. Just lost that wicket, perhaps with Sibs Makanya.
I was about to say the momentum swift changed as soon as Sibs Makanya went.
Yep.
And for Risco Adams, the Iceman was the guy who got that, and he's back into the attack here now. But it just shows you, James, once again, you can never put your foot down in cricket. Anything can happen at any time.
No, that's right. So
The Titans are cruising nicely along after 10 overs, and now they're in a situation where they need 24 runs or 23 runs of 2 overs, and they basically need to get about 11.5 or just under 12 and over for victory here for the last 2 overs.
the only thing is how are they going to play this, because they have actually bowled everybody out except for Risco Adams. So somebody else is going to have to come in and bowl the last over. Who is that going to be? So the 4 spin bowlers, and you use the 4 spin bowlers and Risco Adams, it mean that probably Akonam Yaku, who hasn't bowled today, the left arm seamer, is going to have to bowl the last over. Adams, that's played straight down the ground, 1 bounce to Peterson in front of us. They won't take more than 1. Crowd getting really animated.
Animated here. It's all happening out there, James. It's getting loud here.
Open the window a little bit here for you to hopefully be able to hear the crowd. And it's not a big crowd in here at Pole, but it's a vociferous crowd. It's a really vocal crowd. They really want their team to win. And the Titans, they're hanging in there. They need 12 runs and over. They need, 22 off 11 deliveries. And that's in the air. That might go all the way. It is going to go all the way. It's a brilliant shot from Aaron Pangiso. And that just pitched up. And he just plays it beautifully over Keegan Peterson's head. Keegan Peterson would have needed to be 20 feet tall to have taken that one. And that's a brilliant boundary from Pangiso. His first. And that is a huge relief probably. It's still needing 16 to win of 10 deliveries. What is that Nelson going to have for us here?
So now
In the air. It's not long enough. It's going to be into the man. No,
it's another 6. Oh,
another
my
6.
goodness.
It's huge. It's over his head. Looked for all intents and purposes. That was going to be taken on the boundary, and it wasn't.
2 sixes back to back, 12 runs. It's all happening out there, James.
What a shot. And Imran Manak on the boundary. I mean, he is at least a head taller than Keegan Peterson. He could not take the catch. I thought that one was just hanging in the air and he was going to get to it, and he wasn't. And it's only 10 to win now. Those 2 boundaries. Wow. So I think now Titans are going to call Aaron Pangiso the Iceman. I mean, that incredible hitting from the number 8 for the Titans.
Well, we did say earlier, cricket's a strange old game, James.
Yeah. Beautifully played through the offside. That's going to be 1. They're turning for the second. They'll get there easily as Christian Jonker does the fielding. And so 14 off the over so far. Risco Adams going to be looking for that Yorker now, surely. They need only 8 to win. Say only, but anything can happen still.
Absolutely. It's 8 runs of 8 balls here. It's a runner ball, James.
Yeah.
It's very doable here.
At the beginning of this over, it was 2 runs a ball. It's now a runner ball. Those 2 sixes, just incredible from Aaron Pangiso. For Risco Adams will be looking for that Yorker now.
Absolutely. James, just to touch on as well, before the bowler bowls here for Risco Adams, just shows you what beautiful cricket we've seen here today.
Yeah.
T20 cricket, it's all action-packed.
Yeah.
And it's edge of the seat stuff here at the moment. You just see a bit of a deliberation here from Michael Copeland, Peter Malan, and the bowler for Risco Adams coming together here. Just discussing some tactics here. James, this delivery coming up for the Iceman for Risco is very, very important.
Yeah, they have to get a wicket, you feel, off one of these next 2 deliveries. 2 dot balls are essential. A wicket would be a bonus for the Rocks. That's beautifully played past the man at short third for 4, and Aaron Pangiso is taking his team home. This is incredible. 123. He has scored in this over 18 runs and takes them to within 4 of victory. Who would have thought?
Aaron Pangiso, you beauty. 6 and now 4.
Yeah, and he has just taken this game away from the Rocks in the space of 4 deliveries. and Fariska Adams looks completely crestfallen. The Titans on their way to a second victory in the competition. He bowls the Yorker, tries to, it's going to be whipped out to the leg side. It's Yaneman Malan who does the fielding on the deep mid-wicket boundary, but there's only 3 runs to win, and the last over will be bowled by, I presume, Akona Mnyaka, and it will be him to bowl to Aaron Pangiso, and they need 4 wickets in 4 balls now. So they took in that over, went for they need 3 runs to win, 19 off that over.
19 of the
19 off the over.
absolutely amazing, James. 19 runs there from Aaron Pangiso.
In fact, 20 off the over.
Was it 20 in fact? Just a correction there. It's 20 runs. That was a massive over in this context of the game. And now, James, just 4 runs off the final over.
3 to win. Yeah, 3 to win.
In fact, 3. Just a correction, 3 to win.
So, we firstly wouldn't have thought we'd come down to the final over. Thought the Titans were going to get to this target easily. But maybe it is that they were, as you said, were being probably 20 runs short of where they would have wanted to be. You know, that extra, even 10 here may have in fact taken them over the line. The thing is that they say in T20 cricket, don't leave it till the last over, don't they? And when you're chasing, don't leave it till the last over.
Well, it's come down to the last over, James.
And it has come to the last over, but, you know, hitting that 20 in the last over just has meant that it should now be not a formality, but they should get over the line. But should is the word. We've seen this happen before.
That should, would have, could have. It happens. It's all happening out there. And in this over, it will decide who's the winner. We could even see perhaps a super over coming here as well, James.
We could.
Don't rule that out there, James.
Could be a might have been. And Yaka then. That's it's past Mahima and backward. At this 45, and they're coming back for the 3rd. That's going to be the winning runs. They'll get it, and that's the victory. And Aaron Pangiso has taken the momentum multiply Titans to victory by 6 wickets here, by 4 wickets, should I say here. They're 127 for 6. Pangiso taking personally 19 off the previous over from Fariska Adams. It was carnage, and where it looked like the Rocks were right in this game right up until the end. Wow, it's been an incredible match here at Boland Park, and the Titans get over the line for their 2nd victory in the tournament. We've heard elsewhere that the Warriors, Western Province and the Lions have won, and that means that there are 3 teams with 2 victories at the top of the log. It's a very tight win for the Titans. It might look on paper a 4-wicket victory not to have been so tight, but until that second last over, it looked like the Rocks were probably the favourites, and they have come through with the victory, and really has been the Titans, and it's been an outstanding performance from that man, Aaron Pangiso. 25 off 9 deliveries, Mubin.
Aaron Pangiso, I think he has to be man of the match after that. He definitely changed the context of this game.
Well, going with his 4 overs, 1 for 16, certainly for me would be the man of the match. He might not be the highest scorer for the Titans, but he got them over the line when it looked like nobody else was going to. And it's been really quite a game here, and the Titans will feel relieved. I think they got over the line. Never easy to come here to Paarl and to win against the Rocks. Rocks have made this a bit of a fortress over the years, winning the original initial Mzansi League, Super League, and last year winning the T20 tournament, if my memory serves me correctly. Correct. In the CSA T20 challenge, and they will be licking their wounds here tonight, will the Gbets Rocks, as they I don't know if a rock can lick its own wounds, but anyway, they'll be licking their wounds tonight, as they could have got this one over the line and just taken apart by Aaron Pangiso in that second last over. And maybe your final thoughts, Mubin, just in terms of that, and then I'll take everybody through just the final highlights before we sign off.
Yeah, I think the Gbets Rocks will be absolutely gutted, if I could say that, instead of licking their wounds. I think they'll be gutted here. They thought they clawed themselves nicely back in this game after 10 overs. They thought they'd done the job, and then Aaron Pangiso just came back and took the game away with them. So, yeah, unlucky for the Gbets Rocks, but a big well done to the Titans and also to Aaron Pangiso, who had a fantastic day with the ball and the bat as well.
He did, brought into the team today the only change from the team that won on Friday night, and he will probably go away with the player of the match performance, certainly from our position here in the commentary box. We'll be giving him the player of the match from our side, but we don't have a say in that, just to let you know. But, and it certainly was a brilliant win for them, and with the results elsewhere in the country, it does mean there are 3 teams that have got 2 wins out of 2 so far in the competition, and still another 12 rounds to go in what is an extended CSA T20 challenge. Just please, if you are watching at the moment on the SuperSport YouTube channel, every game that is not broadcast live on SuperSport itself will be live on the SuperSport YouTube channel, and we have commentators around the country who are going to be assisting in bringing that to you, describing all the action. We've got another 6 games to go here in Paarl, and there will be a number of those that will be televised and a number that won't, so we're going to, I think, have 3 more games on this channel. Also a reminder that on both the SuperSport YouTube channel as well, you can watch all the other games that are not being televised, and really has been a great performance here, a great game, should I say. 2 teams that have been evenly matched. Home team, though, not being able to get over the line here. The Titans getting that 127 runs for victory with only 6 wickets down, winning by 4 wickets. Great bowling from, must be said, from the Rocks as well, to get them there. The 4 spinners doing the job. It was, in fact, the seamer, Fariska Adams, that was hit for the most runs. So Titans really taking advantage of the fact that pace off, or pace on, should I say, was the way that they could actually get the runs. So just looking at those scores, and I've just lost my scorecard, which I'll get back for you now, just to give you that, and just to mention, just as we get going, player of the match, in fact, is Tabraiz Shamsi. That's very interesting. That's presumably for his 4 that he took in the first innings. So he did take 4 wickets, did Shamsi, for 30, I think it was, that he took. Yeah. And was really good from him as well. So Tabraiz Shamsi wins the player of the match. We'd given it to Aaron Pangiso, but Tabraiz Shamsi, player of the match for his 4 wickets in that first innings. Outstanding stuff from him as well. And it has been a really, really good and tight match here. And I don't actually have that scorecard. So just to finish off here then, letting you know the final score, 127 for 6, winning by 4 wickets. Great performances with the ball by Tabraiz Shamsi, and with the bat it was across the board. A few scores that were in the 30s, a couple of scores in the 30s and in the 20s, getting the Titans over the line. Earlier on, the Rocks getting 126 for the loss of 9 in their 20 overs on the back of a very good partnership between Keegan Peterson and Clyde Fortuin, and just contributions all the way down the order apart from those 2, and a good bowling it was from the Rocks. The spinners, particularly 4 spinners in action, that kept it tight and got them to the last over, but wasn't to be for the Rocks today. And so we move on to the next round of matches this week. There will be another match on Friday night in Paarl, which will be televised, and a match on Wednesday, in fact, coming out of Cape Town, which is also going to be on SuperSport. As I said, the other matches you can catch on the SuperSport YouTube channel. And today, from us here at the beautiful Boerland Park, we're going to say goodbye for now, and until next time, it's myself, James King, Mobeen Mohammed and Rian Ruda, who will say goodbye to you now, and we hope to be with you again later on in the T20 Challenge.